Okay, I'm gonna, there we go. Just mute it. Oh, okay, that's okay. Can you hear me now? Oh, sweet. Yeah. It happens. Can you hear me? Oh, um, I get You can't hear me on the YouTube itself? Yeah, yeah, I actually did. Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, like, I actually did start streaming, so okay, okay. Okay, okay, okay,
There we go. Boo. Boo. Haha. You hear me. Sorry about that. All right, we are in business. I gotta find the sweet spot now for this new stupid webcam setup. All right, so it's there. Okay, we are back. We are in business here. Sorry about the delay, everybody. That was painful. Yeah, it was just because freaking what I was trying to explain. What I was explaining, but nobody heard me, I guess, is that so I didn't know this, but when you switch, because I've only ever streamed from my main channel, right? So Gamer Gramps is my main channel, and like literally that's all the only place I've ever streamed from. So that's what all my stuff is set up for, like so all my custom graphics and like the stinger things like this, like all that kind of shit, right? All that shit is set up through my main Gamer Gramps page, but like I figured since it was in Streamlabs, and normally when I switch between YouTube and Twitch in my Streamlabs, it just goes back and forth and the settings all stay the same. But I guess because I signed into a different YouTube account, like for this small one for the first time, like all my settings were gone, so I didn't have anything at all. We're gonna have to see too when we get into Photoshop here. I'm gonna double check to see. Yeah, okay, I'm not that big. Maybe I am too big for the graphic work. So anyways, we are in business now, so let's go over this real quickly. So what we are going to do is we're actually going to be doing a little bit of graphic work. I'm going to show you exactly how easy it is to make thumbnails from scratch, and we are going to be doing, as I was saying, I basically started a brand new channel. I grew this to 7,000 subscribers from 1,000 last November, and so I am creating this new channel, Career Gaming, basically as a little outlet for myself, a creative outlet. I'm not worried about it growing fast or anything like that. It's just something to do different than me playing video games all the time, to give me a break when I feel like doing something. So there will be videos coming out. We're starting this week. There'll be a video on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But then after that first week schedule, I have no plans or set schedule. Like I'll have videos out when I have them out, because again, it's not a priority for me right now. My priority is to grow my new channel that I just started from scratch yesterday, which is youtube.com/a whole bunch of crazy crap, because I can't have a custom emoji. So now I don't need anybody else to put my own links in chat, because I can put my own links in chat. So here we go. This right here is that right there is the link to my Cybergrams channel. If you're interested in Cyberpunk 2077, feel free to go check that out. But don't feel obligated. Like, I know a bunch of my followers are going to be here from my main thing. So actually, speaking of which, now that I'm not streaming, I think I can do this on my own and not have a co-host. I'm going to just bear with me for 2 more seconds here. I think I can set it up. I'm not 100% sure though. So we're going to give this a go. I don't know if I can stream from both accounts. Let's see. So if this stream crashes, I will have it right back up, because I don't know if I can do it, but I'm going to try. Oh, Dave, you need to sign out of my account. That's what you need to do. That's why it's not showing up. Here we go. Alright, so is the stream still live? Let me know in chat. Am I still live, or did it just cut me off when I switched on the other tab? Yeah, so let me know. Because I'm looking at myself and I know there's a delay. All right, okay, cool. 1 second. It's just going to be un momento, por favors, because I'm going to try to go live from my big channel at the same time on a different tab. But again, we're going to find this out. And again, if this stream crashes that I'm on right now that you're watching, I will have it right back up because I don't know if I can stream from both at the same time. Oh, no, I can't do it. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It was worth a try. Yeah, like, I didn't get cut off or anything like that, but I have to have a co-host that's not at my IP address, so it's fine. No big deal. So anyways, going forward on this channel, so just pretend like you didn't hear anything, because I'm going to, like, have it, when this is done, I'm going to have, like, it divided into chapters so people can jump through, so anybody who wasn't here live and didn't have to suffer through that doesn't have to see all that shit. So my green screen isn't set up perfectly as it normally would be, but we'll just deal with that, and it is what it is. All right, so this is how it's going to go. But again, just pretend like that didn't happen. I will be right back in 2 seconds. Hey everybody, it's Gamer Gramps here, aka Tyler from Career Gaming. Same thing, same special person. If you're aware of my YouTube channel that I grew, you would understand that why we have a Discord community called the Short Bus for a very good reason. Anywho, to get into this, what this is going to be doing today, we are going to be doing thumbnail tutorials. This is my main channel, Gamer Gramps. As you can see, I grew to just over 7,000 subscribers in under a year. Like, I hit 1,000 in... Or sorry, I grew it from 1,000 to 7,000 in just under a year, because I was at 1,000 on November 4th of 2019, so we got a couple more weeks at the time of this stream here. But as you can see, like, I'm not an expert by any means, but I do have some pretty decent thumbnails. My style has definitely improved over the years, and so and again, I made this channel banner myself. This is all, like, I do have a graphic designer who has done my other stuff, but like, none of the stuff I'm showing you here is going to be from my graphic designers. You're going to see me doing everything personally. Like, for instance, this. So, like, I literally yesterday said goodbye to my 7,000 subscribers, and my whole channel is based around Civilization 6, and so I'm taking a break from it, basically, where I'm going to be streaming here on this channel once a week, every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be doing a live stream Q&A where, like, gamers can ask me questions. I can do graphic work for them, help them out, all sorts of fun stuff. But again, that's beside the point. Going forward tonight, and in specifically this video, if you're not seeing it live, what we're going to be doing is taking a look at my brand new channel that I'm setting up here. Just 1 second, because I got to get my light out of the way, because it's in the way of my screen where I'm not going to be able to see it once we do start editing. So, what we're going to be doing, I just made this myself earlier today to get it going. Waiting on my graphic designer. We're not going to do a logo for it, because that's, believe it or not, logos, for me at least, are the hardest part about setting up a YouTube channel. That's, like, no shit, true story. Like, for instance, like, look at this logo here, like, not the one on my channel, because clearly I didn't do that, but it's not even done yet. That's getting changed too. But anyways, like, this is, like, the extent of, this was my first ever, I don't want to sign into it. I don't know how big it is on the screen there, but if I zoom in, will it be bigger? Let's see. Yeah, okay. So, like, right there, if you could see, oops, that was on right there. That was, like, my first attempt at a logo, and it hasn't gotten much better since there. I have since learned that I get graphic designers to do my logos because I am not qualified. I actually made one for, well, is it going to show it on here? Just Firex. Yeah, this. Oh, I don't want to sign into it, but hold on. Let's see. YouTube. This is the extent. I'll show you right here. Or actually, I don't need to pull up the channel. I can just show you the graphic art. Yeah. So this is the extent of my abilities as creating logos, was right here. Yeah, let's get her face out of there because that's her private face. But so this is like literally the best I could do. And I'm not very proud of it. Like, if you see it in the thumbnails that I did for her channel to help her get set up here, that's what that's the final product. That was the best I could do, and I'm not happy with it at all, not by any means. But anyway, so I'm rambling on here. Let's try and stay on point. So what we are going to be doing is, as you can see, I've done some thumbnails for her, that's separately, but what we are going to be doing is just for me today. So basically, we are starting with a fresh slate. As you can see, this is my thing for my Gamer Gramps channel that I quickly made this thumbnail with there, but that is not what we are doing. We are going to be closing that bad boy out, and we are going to be starting with a fresh slate. So, in case you don't know, the proper corrections that you're looking for is 1280 by 720. And I personally prefer to use 16-bit color, like 8 is by default, but I like them at 16. 32 is too high, that it doesn't work properly, but or not for what I do anyway. But so we're going to go ahead and create. We're going to be starting with a blank slate today, and I'm definitely going to get my face a little bit smaller there. But meanwhile, just one last confirmation that everybody in chat can hear me. I'm going to continue on, but if somebody could just let me know that everything is working properly now. Meanwhile, I'm going to get my face a little bit more reasonably sized here for the graphic work. And get out of your... Yeah, that's reasonable. More reasonable. In fact, I think my actual thing is too big. I think that probably should be fine for this. And then... There we go. Okay, still hear you? Yeah, we can hear you. Okay, cool. Oh, shit, I screwed that up. Alright, so for anybody who is seeing this, just a warning, Kate. So, like, I don't swear like a trucker, but obviously I'm not watching my mouth by any means. However, in all of my actual videos, it will be extremely professional, as well as the normal live streams that I do, like the Saturday weekly. There will be no profanity out of my mouth. It'll be zipped like a good little schoolboy. So, what we are going to be doing is the graphic work. So we're going to start fresh, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is to literally print off thumbnails. Like, everything that I did here, I'm going to show you how to do it. Like, literally, like, how there's layers like this. I can literally print off thumbnails in no time flat, and I'm going to teach you how to do that here. So I'm going to have an edited video that's coming out on Monday to teach this. Like, that'll be like scripted, it'll be on point, and like walk you through everything. But we're going to do some here live because I had to do the graphic work anyway, and I just kind of felt like doing this. So here we are, and that's what we're doing. And then for those of you who are here live watching this, if you are interested, like, you're gonna see me do it, but after we do it, because I'm at least gonna create one thumbnail for myself just so I get my template, because I want my own style for the channel that's like completely different than Gamer Gramps. Like, I want them to be somewhat similar. Like, I'm gonna use the same text colors, like the three. I'm gonna use the yellow, white, yellow still, and probably the golden color. But other than that, I don't know. I might not even use the gaming or the golden color. We'll see. Because, like, I want people who know me as Gamer Gramps to be able to recognize that, hey, that's Gamer Gramps' shit. Like, you know what I mean? So we'll have to see. But, like, I will, if you are still interested afterwards, and I'll leave it up to chat how long this goes. Like, because I'm going to create the new thing for my Cyberpunk. Or wait, no, this isn't for the Cyberpunk thing. So no, scratch that. There's not going to be the gold. There will definitely be the colors, but we're going to be matching it to this color scheme here. So it'll be a combination of yellow, white, and hot pink, because it's all about Night City and Cyberpunk, and it's all like a dystopian future. A really cool game. I'm excited. I can't wait for it to come out. It's been 7 years in the making, and so yeah, it'll be totally different from my Gamer Gramps. I was in my head, I got confused. I was thinking that I was making the thumbnails for this specific channel, like for career gaming, those will be similar to my other channel because I want those two associated. However, even though this is still Gamer Gramps, I want it to be completely night and day different and completely tailored specifically to the theme of this game that has nothing to do with my previous branding, because I don't want people confusing the two of them. Because there's going to be, like, literally on this channel there will be nothing other than tutorials and tip videos and other things based all on Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk 7077, 5,000 years in the future. It's like we're playing Horizon Zero Dawn but with Keanu Reeves. Yeah, Polaris Gaming says, wow, 7 years. Yeah, tell me about it. Wow, 7 years. Thank God I wasn't around for those 7 years. And I only found out about CD Projekt Red when I first played The Witcher 3. That was my first introduction, and it's my favorite video game. And that's the one I kind of want to play after, but I don't have it installed at the moment on my SSD. So we're limited to either Civilization 6, Red Dead Redemption 2, or Mafia 1, which I'll let chat pick after we finish up with this. But again, depending on how much you're enjoying this, like, I know I only have 3 of you here right now, which is definitely a little bit weird for me. I'm used to talking to a lot more people and having a lot more engagement, but I understand you got to start somewhere, right? And so, like I said, I'm not worried about anything on this channel, like growth or nothing. Like, I obviously think it will do well, but again, it's not really what I'm concerned about. I'm more concerned about with helping people learn how I do what I do so that you can do it yourself. Because, like, for instance, like today we're going to be using Photoshop here to do all the graphic work that I'm doing. However, the concepts and the principles that I'm teaching you can be used in any graphic designing program that you have. And in fact, going down the road, after I do like all my basic tutorial videos and stuff on like how I do what I do with Photoshop, I'll be like putting out votes and stuff like that with people who do want to watch the channel and be like follow us here at Career Gaming, where like the most popular free software, I will do the exact same thing with whatever software that is. Like, so the free one, I'll probably do MS Paint just to like prove a point and be like, look, if I can do this in MS Paint, you can do it in whatever else, right? But then like I'll actually be buying like a medium tier price point thing, because like Premiere and Photoshop and all that are very, very expensive. They are the, like, as far as I'm concerned anyways, like the Rolls Royce of graphic editing and video editing. But you pay for that, right? It's like $40 US per month unless you're a student, and it's $50 if you want like the entire Adobe package. So if you only want Photoshop and Premiere, which they know 99% of people only want Photoshop and Premiere, they have it at $40 for $10 more. You get everything. Well, you'd have to kind of be silly not to get that extra $10, right? So $50 a month US is definitely not affordable for most people out there in general, let alone most people who are trying to play video games and such. So regardless of whether you're trying to grow your channel into a career or not, it makes sense that you want your shit to look as good as it can, right? So that's literally what this is going to be about. We are going to start from scratch, keep it themed to this channel right here and to this specific game. So now, without any further ado, Fox said, dang, I was going to pick Witcher. Yeah, I'm starting The Witcher tomorrow. I wasn't planning on doing this, Fox. It was like randomly that I was just like, hey, fuck it, let's do it live. Because I was going to do all the graphic work behind the scenes, right? Polaris says, is Premiere a video editing software? Yes, Polaris. So Adobe Photoshop is their graphic, like their static graphic editing software, and then Adobe Premiere is their video editing software, and then Adobe After Effects is like a little like it's like when you see like those animated graphics that pop up when you watch like bigger YouTubers or whatever that have like professional kits, like how I have. I can't even show them because I don't have them set up. Like, well, actually, I could quickly set it up. Like how I have this. Like I'm calling myself a professional streamer, but I'm not gonna go that far. But I mean, I am making a living, but like just barely scraping by. Like I'm definitely cut out all my comforts or whatever. But yeah, I'll show you here what I mean, like exactly what I'm talking about. Media source, new media source, Discord. So, like, this is what I'm talking about. Just 1 second, because it's not set up. Like, people who have, like, when you watch their YouTube videos that, like, have stuff like this pop up, this is made with After Effects. And that's specifically what I was referencing there. But anyways, I'll get rid of that. The link to our Discord community is in the description down below. So it's the same Discord community for career gaming, for my new Cyberpunk channel, and for the Civilization 6 one. It's all divided up. Actually, I might as well show that right now. So this is what I was talking about, the short bus, as it's affectionately called here. But you can see, so it's all divided. We got like a few hundred, like we're approaching 300 members. There's a bunch of Civilization 6 content creators here that are also part of the community and are active there. It's all divided up, so there's certain common channels here, because I just divided this all today, but then there's Civ 6 specific channels, Cyberpunk, and also career gaming ones accordingly. So yeah, if you want, that link is in the description down below. But I will put one here quickly for you in chat if anybody... Well, actually, no, fuck it. I'm not putting it in chat because I know the people who are here for me from, like, my actual community. So don't worry about it. We'll continue on. But yeah, so if you are finding this at a later point, I would highly recommend, like, in the description down below, that is in there. It's a free Discord server, and it's great. So again, so specifically about this career gaming one, to talk about it more than the Cyberpunk thing, there's going to be, like, the general chat, but, like, also for creators that are looking for collaborations, you can post there so you can find, like, gaming, because, like, oh yeah, so I think I mentioned this, but specifically, this entire channel, like, all the graphic stuff, everything that I'm ever going to do on this channel is all gamer specific. I don't give, like, a rat's ass about, like, any other kind of content or niche out there. Like, you can take the stuff that I'm going to teach you here if you do have a different channel and apply the same concepts and strategies. It just will, like, not be tailored to you. Everything will be tailored for people who want to play video games and make content on YouTube and want that content to look better and to grow faster and all that fun stuff. But yeah, so there's the channel for looking for collaborations here. So if you want to find other creators that are around your size, that you guys do similar games or something, or even you can do collaborations with people who play other games if you just, like, pick a game that you can kind of both have fun at. Other than that, though, there's video feedback. You can post your own videos there and ask for help. But again, I will have strict rules in place here for these ones, that you can only submit, like, one video a week or something, so that it doesn't just get filled. And if people don't agree to that, then they'll just get banned, because I really could give a fuck. But yeah, and then content sharing would be the exception to the rule here. Like, the whole channel is just for spamming your stuff, so you can spam your own stuff. You can, like, I don't mean like 10 in a day, but, like, within reason, you can, like, share things that you did it for other people to browse through. Like, this whole channel is just for, like, sharing stuff that you're interested in or that you did yourself. And then the other thing would be, like, screenshots. If you had a screenshot and had a question, it's more about, like, help than anything else. But yeah, anywho, that's our Discord server. This is what we're about here at Career Gaming, and we are going to get to it. So, like I said, I will actually be having scripted videos and tutorials that aren't just, like, on the fly like this. I was doing the graphic work anyway, so I just thought, like, hey, why not, right? So, anywho, so on Monday, the first video is going to be going to live. It will be, like, basically everything I'm teaching you here, like, just, like, not scripted. It'll be scripted to the point, video edited, polished, and looking pretty on Monday. Then on Wednesday, the video that is going to come out is going to be the video that I teach you the program that I use in order to rank on YouTube. So for instance, just to kind of give you perspective here. So the channel here, Gamer Gramps, right? Small channel in the grand scheme of things, 7,000 subscribers. To some of you, that might seem like a lot, but it's a very, very big or small fish in the pond, right? However, if you come here and you go to incognito mode and we go to YouTube, and you can do this on your own computer so you can see that it's not bullshit. Okay, so I play Civilization 6, so its short form is called Civ 6. Let's do a search for it. Oh look, doesn't that look familiar? That is from me. Let's scroll down here and see. So we got Quill here with 2.7 million views, 195. We got Potato McWhiskey. Anybody who's familiar with that game will know, like, that he is basically the king of it at the moment. So that video has 1 million views there. Just continuing going down, and there's my video. So again, like, I am actually ranked. Like, if you search for, like, because this is just a Civilization 6 general right? Like you didn't even say what you're searching for, and I'm at the very top of the page there. There's my video there, the Civ 6 tips. But like that, the Civ 6 in general wasn't what it was actually like targeting, right? So if I go to Civ 6 tips, oh, well, that's a lot closer to the top, isn't it? And so you can see there, like, so 7,000 subscribers, 27,000 views from 2 months ago. I'm on top of a 780,000 view video from the Saxy Gamer, on top of a 1 million view one from Potato McWhiskey, on top of another 951, 2.7 million, all beneath little old me. Oh, wait, shit, that looks familiar too. There you go, right? Like, I'm going to walk you through the program that I use to help me rank like this. Like, how the hell can I rank at 7,000 subscribers? How can I compete with these guys? I'm going to show you exactly how I do and, like, walk you through it. Like, in that video, I'm going to show you the program that I use. It is, like, a paid program. I think it's, like, roughly, I think it's, like, $10 or $15 American a month. For the premium version that I use. However, there's different things. And then in that video, if you want to learn, if you are interested in it or not, there will be a link to where you can get a free month, that there's no obligation to continue. You don't need a credit card. It's all through your email. Like, you don't even have to enter any of your payment information to get the free trial. You just have to give them your email. So if you're interested, but again, that's Wednesday. And then Friday, I'm going to be doing, again, I guess I can get out of incognito mode, but on Friday, the video that is going to come out is going to be the one where I teach you how to make a banner like this. Like, basically, I can quickly pull it up here just to show you what I'm talking about. But, like, oops, no, it's through channels. Channel stuff, cybergrams. Yeah, so like I said, I was actually just working on that earlier today. So this is what you saw in front of you on that other channel. Here it is. This is the PSD file. So as you can see, there's all different layers, right? However, what you do, I actually went and made, you can see here, hold on, I'll get rid of the text. So I made a custom tablet. So 1 second, I'll get rid of all the other layers so that... oh yeah, that's fine. But you can get rid of that, and you can get rid of that. Okay, because see, so this is how it works. It's like, so, and this tablet will be available for free too, that you can send me an email and I'll give it to you for free. So this is how it works. Like, the base size of your image that you do for banners is 2560 by 1440, so it's 1440p, right? However, there is certain cutoff points that are available, like, if you're on a mobile phone or a tablet, and then desktops is like the bigger line here, and anything over here, like below or above, as you can see, like Keanu looks ugly there. It's because it's only if you're watching it on a TV, and the fraction of amount of people that look at your shit on a TV is like next to nothing. But that's why we have, when we output the image, we put those filters on, or like those layers above him, and then obviously we get rid of my template there, right? But you see how easy that is to follow and just double check that everything is correctly. And then that translates into when you look at it and upload it here. So I'm on a desktop computer. That's what I'm streaming this from, right? So you can see that right here. Well, you can't see because this is the full version, but literally just take my word for it. This right here, that line is where, actually it's the Osaka. It's right here. This line is where that cutoff point is, where only desktop users can see that. And just like this side of Keanu's shoulder is only available to desktop users. But if you're on a phone or a tablet, you'll only be able to see basically from Keanu's shoulder to the other side of the Osaka building there. So it's very important that you keep anything that you find important within those parameters, because like there's so many people that watch it on phones and tablets and stuff, right? That's why everything important has to be in the middle. But then you could have other stuff here. I just want to keep it nice and simple, straightforward, clean and crisp, and that's the way I went for this one. But you can see, like I said, like with my other things, like I have stuff that's like the cutoff point on this one is Keanu's shoulder, like we're right about there and right about there, right? So I added in Far Cry 6 and Assassin's Creed Valhalla to the people who are looking on a desktop. But anywho, we are good to go. That's enough rambling about that. So those are the videos that are coming out next week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on this channel, Career Gaming. So if any of that stuff that I've been talking about sounds interesting to you, definitely hit the subscribe button on the channel. Well, not that one, but on this one. But anyways, I'm going to close that there. So this is actually what I was talking about. Look at, this is how I'm going to rank for this video that you're watching now. Like, this is a stream, but I did it with the same thing anyway. But I'll show you exactly quickly what I'm talking about here. This is the title that I'm going to rank for on this small little baby ass channel. Is going to be, I think it was this one right here. No, I want the #1 spot, so that's not the one I'm going for. Because you always want to try and rank in the top 5, because, like, look at, if you search for anything on YouTube, right? Just like, it doesn't matter if you just search for candy, right? So 1, 2, 3. I'm scrolled out to what, 80% I'm on? Yeah, I'm on 80%. So most people are somewhat around there. You can only see the first 3. Most people aren't going to scroll past further than that to see what they're looking for. Like the vast majority of us, let's be honest, right? So you always, in my opinion anyways, want to try and rank in the top 5. And so this is, or wait, I already did it. So hold on, let's see here. Right here. How to start a successful gaming channel in 2021. I think that's what I'm going to do. I might change it. But either way, you'll see, obviously, the video that comes out on Monday, how I will rank for something like that as a small channel. Even temporarily, it can still drive views. And again, all that will be discussed. But enough rambling. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, so Cyberpunk 2077 comes out November. So I really have to get a head start and start making content on it. I'm actually really happy with the way my banner turned out, but again, we are going to be doing a completely different style of thumbnail than I'm used to. So most of my thumbnails look like this over here. Like, generally speaking, it wouldn't be like that, though. It would be like, get rid of the announcement text. It would be single player text, and that live icon wouldn't be there. And then it would be something similar to that. Like, I'm not going to go into detail, but like, not exactly that. This guy obviously wouldn't be here, and this guy would be bigger. It would look prettier, and I would have put more effort into it. But yeah, that is that. But anyway, we are going to be starting from scratch. All right, so the first thing that you want to do is, ideally, in a perfect world, you are going to be doing content on a game that already exists. All right, however, unfortunately for me, I don't have access to any of the early versions that some of the big people have of Cyberpunk, right? So I do not have gameplay footage to get it on yet. So if you're planning to start content on a game that, oh, I shouldn't have closed that, but anyways, that doesn't exist, there is another route. Like, so what I do personally, okay, so like for instance, I'm gonna have to let my dog out just 1 second. I'll be right back. I apologize, but yeah, so I'll go over that in like 2 seconds here. I just gotta let her out, and I'll be back. All right, we are back in business. Ugh. Okay. Player says, hey, get down to you. I gotta go, but I'll watch the rest when this gets uploaded. Yeah, it's live. Don't worry, it'll be there for you. But I wouldn't even suggest watching this. I would suggest watching the video. It'll be a lot more smooth. But in the meantime, I actually was outside. Does anybody here have any interest in a video game that I don't play? Like, I'll give you a couple minutes because I know there's a little bit of a delay there. Because I was thinking about this, and I might as well just save this for my actual thumbnail video. So, like, pick a game that I don't play and haven't played. So I have, you can't choose Civilization 6, you can't choose Ghost of Tsushima or Cyberpunk, because I have stuff for all of those. But pick a game that I don't play. Like, any other game other than that should be fine. And the first suggestion, there's only 3 people that are watching this, so just anybody pick a game. It doesn't matter. Like, it can be a popular game, I should say, like, not some like small independent one, because that'll be harder to do. It isn't impossible, but just for the practices or the purposes of this, we'll do something else. So actually, Fox, you had said earlier, dang, I was gonna pick The Witcher. Do you want to see me do The Witcher? You know what? I have good internet. I can do this. Just give me a second. I'll show you exactly what I would suggest, because The Witcher is out, so just give me 1 second. Oh, God of War. There you go. So Fox says God of War. So hey, Fox, out of curiosity, yeah, that's fine. We'll do God of War. That sounds good. Because I don't have it, obviously, because it's on a PlayStation and I'm a computer fanboy. But so that's perfect, because I don't have access to the best of graphics on it. So I'll show you how good it can be. But Fox, out of so for my benefit, do you have a gaming channel at all, or are you just doing this like for shits and giggles, where you're like, oh, you're just picking something, like, or do you actually try and make content yourself on YouTube? But which one would you prefer, God of War or The Witcher 3? One or the other. I'll do both. I don't really care. It's super easy. When you see how I do it, you're going to be like, holy fuck, that's how easy it is. But I'll wait, because I know there's a little bit of a delay, so just let me know. Jinx, koleda. Oh yeah, for shits and giggles. While I'm waiting for Fox to reply, let's take a look at my old thumbnails. They weren't always this pretty. Let's go to my oldest. I do not currently have a channel. I'm checking this out to see what's involved, to see if something worth pursuing for me. Alright, so Fox, then which would you prefer me do? Would you prefer The Witcher, or would you prefer God of War? Either one is fine. Whichever one, like, which one do you think you would be more interested in making a channel of? Because I'll give it to you for free. Like, everything I do right now, you or anybody else watching this at a later date can have my file for free. Like, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Either one is fine? Okay. But yeah, as you can see, okay, my thumbnails, my graphics didn't always look this good. Like, I'm just like, oh. But you know what? Hey, I'm all self-taught. Like, literally, this, I was so proud of this at the time. I was like, oh my god, it looks so awesome. Oh my god. And now I'm just like, cringe. Like, But yeah, so these are some of my first ever thumbnails that I did. Like, don't get me wrong, they're better than some people's. Like, I'm not going to say that they aren't, but like, I look at this now and I'm just like, oh, I shudder and cringe at it. But you all got to start from somewhere. Like I said, I'm all self-taught. Like, literally everything I know about Premiere, like all my video editing techniques for my like main channel, like how it's far it's come, like literally everything has been taught from watching on YouTube. That's it, and then practicing and playing around with things. But anywho, enough about that. So Fox says either one is fine with him. So let's go the route. In case you don't have access to a game, I'll show that way first. So let's do God of War, because I actually don't have access to it. I have done it before, but I'll pretend like I don't have the files, and we'll do it for the sake of arguing. Okay, so what you do, the first things first, is you need to make sure that whatever game company that you're doing the game on is okay with you using their images in the game. Like, almost like relax. As a gamer, that's one thing that we don't really have to worry about too often. Like, 99.9% of companies are not, like, you know how like freaking companies like PR suicide that would be for them to like freaking like flag you for using their game images in your thumbnails when you're promoting their products. But anyway, that's the one thing that gamers really have the advantage on, is it's so easy to get your thumbnail content. Okay, so we're gonna go to YouTube. Oh, not to YouTube, sorry, my bad. We're gonna go to Google, and then we're gonna go to images. Okay. No, thanks. Okay. So, anywho, and then we are going to search for God of War 4K. Okay? Even if you don't have 4K yourself, it doesn't matter. It's the image that is in 4K, so it's the correct size and the correct resolution, which means that when you take a 4K image that looks nice and you break it down and like you scale it to the size of your thumbnail, that's how my thumbnails like look as crisp as they do, like graphically. Like if like again, I did this for another channel. It's not like the color scheme or anything I'd go with, but like, oh, wrong control. Yeah, like, but see how, like, you can see so much detail on the image, and, like, you can see so much texture on the leather coat, and, like, it looks rugged and stuff like that. His jeans pop, and the color and all that. Like, a lot of that has to do with the fact that that's a 4K image that it's pulled from, that is scaled down to a smaller size, so it maintains the crispness and the detail. But, again, we're going to start from scratch here. So this is, if you don't have 4K, like I have 4K, so I could like play a game and just take screenshots from the game. That's the most effective way to get the best graphics, if you ask me. However, it's not necessary, right? So regardless of what resolution you have, the images, if you search for them here, are all going to be on 4K, right? Like, or yeah, actually, I shouldn't say that because you have to check, because a lot of them, it's just, don't get me started. We'll deal with that when we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So you're going to want to go to Tools next. So you go Google to Images, search for whatever game you're looking for in 4K. Then you go to Tools next, and over here now, it drops down you this menu here. I don't pay attention to any of that stuff. You go to size and you go to large, because you obviously want the large, because a lot of people will put 4K but it isn't 4K. So like, let's take a look at this one here. So you can tell that is not 4K, and this is what I was telling you about. That is 1920 by 1080, which is 1080p, which is bullshit. That is not 4K, that is 1080. Like, and people, like, that's why you always check, because it's just, people are so, ugh, don't get me started. But anyway, so literally all you do is click on it. See, this isn't 4K either. This is 24 by 1625. However, that is big enough that we could play with it, okay? So we are going to go with there. And so what you do is, well, sorry, what I do is start a new folder. Like, I have, like, these are ones that I've just actually, I'm working on right now, but, like, I have a whole, like, literally, if you come here and see, like, look at this, how many games I have, once a second, or not games, but how many thumbnails and stuff I have for them. YouTube, thumbnail redesign, look at that. So I have literally this, like, what I'm going to show you how to do right now, I literally have it for all of these games. So I can literally print off thumbnails for all these games like nothing. Like, some of these look like shit because they're my old ones, but like, still though, it's the same process. And I could get better images and fix them up now that I know what I'm doing, right? Anywho, so we're going to go with our new folder here, and we're going to call this one God of War. Because again, I have a God of War folder down there, but we're going to pretend that it doesn't exist for the purposes of this. So again, for anybody who is watching this after the fact, or for Fox or anybody else who's here at the moment and is just lurking, I am going to make this file available to you. Everything that we are doing right now, I will put available free of charge. You just have to email me at realcareergaming@gmail.com. So just REAL career gaming, all one word, at gmail.com, and I will send you the PSD that we're going to create right here. So the first step is creating the game folder. Then what I do next is I personally go backgrounds, and then I go for, I call them tunes, you can call it whatever, like it's just characters. For this, I'll call it characters, just so it's not confusing for people who aren't used to how I name my shit, right? Okay, so back to business here. So this is the image, like we said, we checked the file size, so 24 by 1625. It's not as great, like 4K is 3860 by 3840 by 2560 is what we're looking for ideally. However, that is a nice image, and I think that frickin' giant would be pretty badass, or even that maybe, but I think he's too small. I think we're gonna go with the giant for our first thumbnail here. But yeah, so you literally just click save as, and then you go to your folder and pop it into characters, because this is going to be Tune 1. Alright, so you literally just rinse and repeat this. Basically, for each game I go and get 5 characters, or 5 different images, like of the same character, but just different images, so that you have like 5 different thumbnails that you can do. And the reason that 5 is like the magic number I decide to go with is because in your playlist, like when you have a playlist displayed on your channel, it only shows 5 thumbnails before you hit the have to hit the over button to scroll further. So when you go to your YouTube channel itself, like if we pull myself back up, just to because I'm obviously not going to pull up other people's channels without their permission, but like just to see what I'm talking about, right? So you can see here 1 2 3 4 5, right? 1 2 3 4 5. So like if you have 5 different images, even if you're doing the same thing, like this is a bad example because these are all with different characters and stuff, but if you're playing the same game, like see how bad that looks? Okay, this is poor on my part, having the exact same character in the same playlist. Like it's just ugh. Like it's look how nice that looks, like compared to having double thing, even though the text is different, right? So yeah, and I get a whole bunch of backgrounds too. I switched recently with my Civilization ones where I keep them all the same background now. However, for other games I wouldn't do that. It's just because the volcano is so it's like iconic to the Civilization series that everybody knows that volcano means it's a newer edition of Civilization 6, because that's the background for Civ 6 Gathering Storm. But anyway, so we're gonna get 5 different images, and we're gonna make sure they can all be of Kronos, I think his name is Kratos, but they need to be the right size. That's the important thing. So that one actually looks pretty decent, and you can see it is 4K there. So this is going to be our second one that we're going to use. So Tune 2, and again we're gonna get 5 total, so we need 3 more. So we'll close that out. Let's see if this is the right size. It is the right size, and that's nice too. So we will go ahead and grab that one. That's gonna be Tune 3. I think this is gameplay. Yeah, that's not good enough for me as far as I'm concerned. Like, if I was in the game and it was a good image, I would do that. But, ooh, this one is good. Is this the right size? Oh, it is. That's going to be a nasty-ass, awesome thumbnail. Oh, God. That's the one I'm using. So, I always, always have a preference. Like, when I find that one that I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, that's my first one, it's going to be the tune. Because that's going to be the one that we're going to go with first. And so that's the one that I'll do the example in and show you how to do everything. But let's grab one more. Yeah, you know what? Let's grab this one because we'll get this little fucker, whatever that thing is. Oh, and he's holding up the head to it. Oh, I can't wait. So, so for those of you who don't know about me, I have Shrek hands. Look at this. To put it in perspective, I just got a brand new phone today, okay? This is a Samsung Galaxy S10. When I say brand new, I mean, for me, it's brand new, right? Look at my hand compared to the Samsung Galaxy S10. Look at that. I have Shrek hands. like Shrek hands, okay? That's why I can't play consoles, but I'm gonna suck it up because PlayStation's I'm sorry, in my opinion, the computer is like the ultimate. Like you're not never gonna argue the point with me. However, like different people have different preferences, so whatever, right? However, because PlayStation exclusives are so good, like I want to play God of War so badly, I have for so long, and I've never been able to. So I'm going to bite the bullet, and I'm going to be buying a PlayStation 5 when it comes out, and so I can play exclusives, and I'm going to go back and play God of War, which I've only watched like if you've played God of War, you know, like right at the beginning, that first fight, like the stranger, like where that like you get in that fight with the guy who comes to your house or whatever when you're there with the kid and you like fight him, like he has that accent or whatever. Like I don't even know what god he is, I forget, but like anyways, I've only seen up to that point of the storyline, so that's not very far in. Anyways, this would be 1, 2, 3, and there's a PNG, so this is Tune 5. All right, so we got that now. Okay, so that's the first step, is finding your actual characters. All right, so now we're gonna come in here, and so we got that. We're actually gonna rename this to Tune 2 because the tune is tune number 1. Oh wait. Gotta tune this one to tune 4. And do this one to tune 2. So the tune, and then 2, 3, 4, and 5. We got that. Fox is the world. Snake is Jormungandr, something like that. Okay, cool. Yeah, but so we have our 5 characters that we are going to do, and now we need backgrounds for our thumbnails. So the easiest way I find personally is to go, because again, this would be the same thing. You could look for, if you just search for God of War 4K, like I might, if this is the right size, no, it's not, right? Yeah, we already found that out. But I might be able, depending on how big the character is, like how much of a focal point it is in the graphic, like say, this would be a good example if this is the right size. It's not. See, that's why you have to check. If this was 4K, I would love that. That would be a sexy background for a thumbnail. Because if it's 4K, you have to remember that your thumbnail is only 1280 by 720. So literally, the thumbnail would be like right there. I would like, oh, that would be so beautiful with the mountain range and the clouds in the background. I hope we can find something like this that's the correct size. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. But that's why what I normally do. Ooh, is this the right size? Ah, you bastards. See, you always have to go to the image and highlight it so you see the size, because this won't work. If this boat was to the right, it would work because I'd have enough room to play with even on a 1920 by 1080 canvas. However, it won't quite do it. This, oh no, that's gonna, like, see, I can already tell because it's a video. That's gonna be 1280 by 720, so it's not worth it. But yeah, as you can see, okay, like this is what I mean, where I'm struggling to find what I'm looking for. Ooh, that's a nice thumbnail. We're gonna take this as a bonus thumbnail because that's a fucking great character. Bonus tune. But this is what I mean though. This is exactly, we can use this. It's 28 by, like, it's a 4K thing. So literally, I can play around with the image and we'll only use like that part of the image in the thumbnail, and I'll show you how to do that too. So we'll also because I speak English, me speak good English, we're also going to go ahead and drop that in the background. So this is going to be background 1. All right, so now, as you can see though, it's frustrating trying to figure that out, right, and find the right size. Ooh, that's going to be a nice one. Nice. So that is going to be BG2. Hey, 100 Games, how is it going? Hey, to find bigger images. Yeah, go ahead, finish your thought. Because if you're going to suggest using wallpapers, I know there's a bit of a delay, but that's what I was getting to. How, like, I'm struggling to find them here. That's because what I do is I search for... Oh, no, I don't like that. What I would suggest, so for characters, I just search for God of War 4K, but if I'm going for backgrounds, I would go God of War 4K wallpaper. and you're going to get way bigger images. They will mostly all be the correct resolution. Again, you have to double check sometimes. But again, the images that we're using... oh, no worries at all, 100 Games. So you're saying, I'm assuming that you're going to say, go to Tools and set it to large, and then search for 4K wallpapers or something like that. So if that's not what you're going to say, yeah, like, feel free to chime in, man. You're not interrupting anything, and you're more than welcome to jump in. That's what it's all about here. That's the point of doing it live, is to actually talk to somebody and to share it live. Because I'll be doing, like, there'll be a condensed edited video that's all nice and pretty coming out on Monday showing how I do this, but I had to do it anyway, so I want to have some fun, and here we are. But yeah, so when you're looking for the background images, the size is obviously the most important thing. However, you have to be careful too, right? Because, like, you can't use this as a background image. Like, look how sexy that is, right? Like, even though it's the wrong size, actually, I can use this as a background image. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it a shot. Maybe this is a bigger version of it. No, see, they're just getting, like, progressively smaller. Oh, here we go. A 1440K one. Nice. All right, so we're going to make a background out of this too. And I'll show you some tricks to make it. Because, like, I wouldn't normally suggest using things for backgrounds. I always try to get scenery and shit in my background. And you don't want characters to be the focal point, because your character itself is going to be the focal point in our thumbnail that we're doing. However, there's different layers and, like, gradients and stuff that we can put on to dim this so hard that it's like a like thought in the background kind of thing, and you don't, like, focus on it. So we'll try to make it work with this one for our third background. So 100 Games says there's an advanced image search. Not sure if the link works here. Yeah, I don't have links blocked on this channel yet, so I think you can put it in. Let me know. Give it a shot. You're not going to get banned. There's no bot here, so you're good to go. That, but, like, I don't think I set it up like that. I have it set up like that on the big channel, I think. But, or no, that's only on Twitch that I have it banned. Yeah, you're good to go either on the big channel or here. But yeah, just throw it in chat there. 100 Games. That would be good. Good to see. Oh, Jesus! 1 second. Please tell me this is the right size. Oh, you sexy, beautiful bastard. Oh my god, this is going to make such the nice thumbnail background. Look how big it is. It's 5120 by 2880. I think I'm getting a little chubby right now. Like, this is going to look so nice. So save image as this is going to be the BG. Because this is what we're using first, 100%. Like, oh my god, that's going to look so nice. Meanwhile, let's check this one and see the size. Perfect. BG4, I think. I just put it in. Maybe it's not showing for you. Yeah, 100 Games. I didn't see anything, but it's Google Advanced Image Search. And Fox says he doesn't see a link. Like, so we went to Google, and then we went to images, and then we searched, like, 4K wallpaper. Oops. And then, oh, is this what you're talking about right here? I'll wait for you to respond, because I've never seen this before. If this is, like, because I always go through here, I go to tools and I go to size large. But is this what you're looking for? Or what you were referring to? Yeah, the links must not show. But yeah, let's grab one more wallpaper here and then call it a day for this. This could be pretty cool, actually. That's too big. But anyways, we got enough to serve our purposes here for this tutorial anyway. So that is going to go. So again, This is what you do if you don't have the game. If you have the game, it is so much better to go into your game and take the screenshots yourself. Especially if you have 4K or 1440p even. The graphics from an in-game is way better than pulling it from a video if you can. No, that wasn't it. If you just Google advanced image search, it'll be the first thing that pops up. Let us give that a shot then. Oops. Even special people like me can learn new things every once in a while. Okay, so go to Google and type in advanced image search. Oh, cool. This is so much better. Aspect ratio, any size. Oh, never mind. See, like, I don't like how the image size should be, it should be, like, larger than 1080, larger than, like, you know what I mean? That I would find very effective. But yeah, definitely could be useful, that's for sure. Like, I just would prefer it if it had larger than that, because I'm pretty sure if you go large, it's the same thing. Like, and that's what I used on that other thing. But yeah, no worries. Then you can search by size or something like 8. Oh, okay, search by the size and you go 8 megapixels or bigger. Okay, let's check it out. God of War. Okay, yeah, cool. Right on. That is actually a lot better. That's smooth. For those of you who don't have the game, that is nice. Actually, that would be a pretty one too. Let's take this, just because it's here. Okay, BG5 and we're done. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, it is time to get started. So we have our fresh canvas that we are starting with here. And I'm not going to lie, I totally cheat. So by the way, I'll show you what I do. But again, I will give this template here. If anybody wants it, they can email me and I'll provide you the one that we're doing at the moment. But I've gotten practice over the years, and I've also like paid people to do graphic design for me. And so whenever you do have graphic design do, always pay the extra money to get a source file. Just trust me, it's worth it. Like, because you literally can pull every single detail and setting and like everything that they use out of it. Like, for instance, I'll show you. I paid, where would it be? It would be in desktop channel stuff, gamer gramps, Twitch samples. Yeah, so I paid for this cover to be designed, but I paid an extra $30 so that I get the source file. Because then when I get the source file, I can literally come in here and like anything that he does that I like any of these settings, I can then pull out of this file and use in other files, right? So I would highly recommend getting it, because you'll see here in just a second just how quickly and easily I'm going to rip these up. And yeah, so I want my channel stuff, gamer gramps, and I want my civilization. Where are you? There you go, fall 2020 Civ 6. So you can see here that like this is how quickly you can print thumbnails. Like, I literally have for Civilization 6, that's what my main channel's on. I literally have thumbnails for like all of these different civilizations. So like that's how quickly I could print thumbnails for any of them. If you like, and you'll see here what I'm talking about, how we use it. But anyways, let's get back to business. So now that we have those two open, that will be more than enough for me. What we are going to do now is we're going to start with the backgrounds first, because they are super easy to do. So we will go ahead and grab those now. So it is, oh yeah, desktop, and then the God of War, and we're going to do the backgrounds first. So just hold down Control and select them all and import them all here. They're going to pop up over here. Ah, see, that's what you also got to be careful for too, because it's deceptive even if they appear as the right size. sometimes when you open them, they're actually like, it was just an image preview that of a preview of an image that was the right size. There it is. Yeah, so see, this one is, I think that's one of the ones I was getting excited for too. That's a shame. But that one is garbage. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that here too, and get rid of that. So VBG, which means you become BG4. So there we go. We got 5 different backgrounds and we got 5 different characters. So we are in business. So what I do is just, oh wait, hold on. We're going to look for the BG because the BG is going to be BG1. So this becomes BG1. And now, okay, so you, in order to do that, because it was locked originally, right? Oops, it was locked like these ones. See here, if you look at the image, it's locked. To unlock it, literally all you do is double click on it and call it something else. So this is going to be BG2. And now it's unlocked and you can play around with it. So that it's like literally that easy to do. And now we just right click on it and click on duplicate layer. And now we're going to duplicate it in Untitled 1. So we're going to pop it over there. And now when we pop back to our new screenshot, you can see that, or our new thumbnail thing, that there it is, right? And so clearly, like background 1, it's huge, right? Like that's why we're looking for those big things. Like look how we're going to be able to play around and find like a really, really nice angle to put it at. But again, like see, I think I'd probably go something like that, I'm thinking. But we'll play around with it later. Like for now, I'm just getting them in there. That's the important thing. So meanwhile, we're going to delete the old layer because now we have something on top of it. So these are the, like, it's still there. It's okay, right? But now what we're going to do, before I forget, we're going to save as. So it's in God of War. We're going to do it in the main one. And this is going to be free God of War template. Okay. So we have our free God of War template now. So now what we are going to do is just go to the other ones. I believe I started with the DBG. So now you close out of that and click no that you don't want to save the changes, because you always want the base images you use in case something happens and things get corrupted. You always have access to them and don't have to go hunting them down again. But yeah, no worries at all, 100 says. But yeah, sorry to interrupt you. You found good images anyway. Yeah, no problem at all, man. And then you can search by size and something like, yeah. Okay, so I did read that part. Sorry, but yeah, that is the better actually option. Searching for the file sizes like that, it would be faster. And so I think that Google Advanced Image Search would be the better route, because I didn't think about like what I just saw the 1024 or whatever, like larger than 1024, but I didn't think about applying the file sizes to it because I never pay attention to how big my file sizes are. But it worked because when I pulled it up, they were all like 3,000 by something. But anywho, okay, so we got background 1 in there. So now it's just literally rinse and repeat. So we just pop back over to the other one, and we're going to go to duplicate layer, and now we're going to go to the destination and to the free God of War template. So it's moved there. Now we're going to close that and not save changes. And now we're going to pop back over here to background 3, and this is going to be BG3. And we are going to just literally rinse and repeat. That's all. It's nothing special. And again, it doesn't matter how they are. We'll figure them out after. We just need to make sure that they're going all to the God of War template. Oh, that's going to be such a sexy thumbnail. Because this is that one that we have both for both the image and the other thing. But we might not be able to use this one because that might not be enough. We'll have to see. But there's also other tricks that we can do, so we'll try it anyways. We'll leave that one for last. It is BG5 anyway. All right. So now that they're all in there, we'll close this last one out. And now what I do is, like, as again, I like to have, like, as you see, if you pop over to my document, right, like this is a finished product, a template. it's literally like everything's organized into folders and nice and neat. So like I'm very particular. I just find it so much easier when it's done that way. It's not like a big hot mess, and you can just do things very, very quickly. So we are going to be building this template that I'm going to give for free, just like the ones I normally do for myself. So again, we're going to come over here, and what you do is you click on the first one, just hold down Control, and then click on all the others so you can see they're all highlighted. And then I use hotkeys, so I don't even know where it is in here. So, okay, so you would click, if you don't know hotkeys by heart, you would click Group from Layers, and then you can name your group. So this is going to be BGs, right? So see how it's all in a folder now, it's in a group. So I'm gonna hit Control Z because that's that's edit, like when you're editing, that's like undo. And now what I would do, because the hotkey for it, and again in my tutorial video, like the actual scripted one, I'll like be showing you them, but if you go just Control G, it does the exact same thing. And so like the quicker you can like memorize and just have muscle memory of the hotkeys, it's like playing a video game, right? Like the quicker you get the controls down, like the quicker you become proficient at winning the game, or like killing people in the game, or whatever that you're doing. It's the same thing with editing videos and editing photos. It's the hotkeys. You want to drill them into your head as quickly as they can, because the amount of time that it's going to shave you like off the doing an entire thing is just unbelievable when you think about like how often you do it and how many thumbnails you make and all that kind of stuff, right? All right, so anyways, we're gonna just deal one at a time here. So we're gonna deal with numero 5 first. So this was the one that was gonna be a little bit more difficult, right? So in order, I don't even know if I know how to do it. Hold on. Fuck, what would you click? Maybe image adjustments. It's Control T is the hotkey for it, but I don't know what it like where you would actually go to do what that is. Free transform. There you go. Okay, so if you don't have it memorized, and like until you do, okay, so you click on, if you don't have it memorized, you click on the background. Then you click on edit, and then you click on free transform. Where did I see that? Free transform right here, Control T. And that is what allows you to free transform it, okay? But again, it's Control T is the shortcut to do the exact same thing. So like, the quicker you learn shortcuts, the better. All right, so we're gonna zoom out here so we can actually see the full range of the thing. And this is why you're going for such big things, because it gives you so much potential to play and come up with a nice thumbnail. In fact, I would probably say I would right click on it and click flip horizontal, and I would say that this would be the better route, because I like to have my characters, like basically for thumbnails, I would suggest, until you get better and want to experiment and play around with different styles, that you go with what's called like the rule of 3, where basically 1/3 of your entire thumbnail should be taken up by your character of it, and then the other 2/3 should be for just background imagery, space, and text, basically. But again, we can just play around with the image, trying to find what would look cool for a thumbnail background. I like scenery and shit in the back of mine, so yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. That's where I'm gonna leave it personally. But again, like, if you want this, if you get this free template from me, just email me at realcareergames@gmail.com, and you'll get exactly what I'm creating in here, and you can literally just play with it and adjust it to your heart's content, like whatever section you want, like if you want it to look like that or whatever. Because like this would even be okay for a thumbnail right here. I'll leave it like this just for the sake of argument, okay? Because right here is all going to be covered up anyways. So like sometimes, like how I was saying, if you have characters in the forefront, it doesn't work. If you're covering them up, because like I would have, like if this was, say for instance, if this wasn't the background, if this was my character, which it is going to be, he would basically be covering up that much of my image for me. Like I'd like that look right there. I'd have my text in here. And that would be my thumbnail, right? So like if we zoom in, oh yeah, so I don't know how to zoom. If I think you go view and zoom. yeah, I don't even know. It's control and control plus right beside your backspace key on Windows anyways to zoom in. Otherwise it would be the same thing but command, I think, on Mac. But yeah, so you can zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, all nice and easy. But yeah, like you can see that looks nice. However, that's not what we're after, right? We're after the actual background image itself. So we're gonna pop back out again and play around with it so we can see. And that's why I'm gonna pull it like this, because I know that this whole thing is gonna be covered by oh wait, never mind. I said I was gonna do it like this, didn't I? So I'll do it like this. There we go. So that's how we're gonna leave that background image. Okay, so that one is done. And we'll go ahead and get rid of that now. So now we're on to the next one here, background 4. So again, just play around with it. Look for cool things that you think. And again, you can use the same background. Like when you're doing your thumbnails, right? You can use the same image for like 5 different backgrounds if you just play around with it. Like save when you're finished your thumbnail, save it like this, and then move it here, and that would look like a totally different thumbnail than that. You know what I mean? Like, so like, yeah, there's so much flexibility. I kind of like this, I think, with the little like, yeah, I kind of like the look of that. But again, and you can resize it too, right? Like if you want more of the image in, you can resize it. So that's why we're in that Control T or the edit and free transform, so that we can like shrink it down. That's why you want to start with such a high resolution image, because that way you have so much room to play with when you're looking to find like a nice thumbnail that looks nice for you. So I like the way that looks, but I'm gonna shift it a little bit more because, again, like I said, my character is going to take up a whole lot of this, right? So I like the way that looks. That's pretty good. It's good enough, at least for this. Like I would put a lot more effort into it if I was making this for real. But again, like you can play with these and adjust these to your heart's content if you want them. Let's keep it moving. Uh, 100 says, yeah, I don't fully understand the MP part of it, but I guess bigger MP means a bigger sized image most of the time. Yeah, like because the bigger the resolution, the higher, like the bigger the file size, right? Like it's just like how 4K video files are like ridiculously big compared to like 1080p or whatever. All right, so this is gonna be the one that is a challenge because I remember I don't normally do these ones because I don't like to have like characters in my background and stuff. Like I like because my characters are in the forefront, but we'll try to make it work. So again, it is a big image, so at least that's something. But like, just see how that's like it's not going to work nice because like if I have it like that, that looks kind of cool, right? But then you got to think that half of that's going to be cut off. And then my text is going to go over it too, so that's why I'm not a fan of stuff like this. I'll leave it in here if you want, but I'm not going to be using it for the example here, but that'll be there. But I just personally don't care for those ones myself. It's just a personal preference. But all right, so we're on to background 2. So again, it's just rinse and repeat. Find a nice part of the image that works for you, like the nice blue sky and the mountains there. Like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna. Yeah, I like that right there. And then last but not least, we have this one here. And this is why you get big images, because look at, you can just, his face is there. Like, look how nice that's going to look. That's going to look freaking cool. And you just want to make sure his bald head is out of the picture. Shift it over a little bit, see if... Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty. I think that's going to be pretty. Alright, so now we got that. So that's step one. So group one, just double click on it and you can rename it to BGs. I just call BGS for easy reference. Alright, so now I'm going to start trimming some characters. Oh, good lord. Oh, and I'll show you. So basically, I like to think of it, I jokingly refer to it as like a lottery system. Because if you're not, it doesn't matter whether you're pulling the game, whether you're pulling your images from taking screenshots inside of your game, or if you're taking the images off of the internet like we did there. Like I said, highly, highly, highly recommend you take them out of your game itself. However, the images from the internet are an alternative, which clearly you're seeing what we're about to do with it here, right? So, anywho, now that we have that out of the way, like why I refer to it affectionately as the lottery is you're about to find out. So now we have those go open. We closed all of our other background files that we had opened up. So now we're going to go into the characters section, and here we go, right? We have 6 of them because we got a bonus one just because that looks so badass. But this guy is definitely going to be the one we start with, and the one that I'm going to show you the example of, because I'm not going to do them all. I'll show you. Oh, fuck sakes. My favorite one, of course, the one that I'm most excited about. Like, look how cool that would have been if it was the right resolution. But yeah, of course, it's not going to work, so we'll just get rid of that one. So I'm only going to do one of these, so I'm going to go with my favorite that I'll do. That one's pretty decent, actually. Actually, that guy would be pretty badass, but that's going to take a lot of time, so I'm not sure if I'll do that. We'll go with this guy is who I am going to do for sure, even if he doesn't work, because this is what I'm talking about, okay? So for the lottery, so now what you do is, again, this is going to be tune 1, tune 2, tune 3, tune 4. Okay, perfect. So now what you do is, once you have double clicked it to rename the layer inside of the image, you're going to come here to properties, you're going to click properties, and then you're going to go to quick actions, and you're going to click remove background. See? And this is why it's a lottery, because look at all the screw ups, okay? So it cut most of it out, but look at it screwed up his belt here, that part of that guy's face, it cut off some of his fingers, right? So it doesn't work. However, there's the only thing that I care about. I would still use this, except for, look at that, they fucked up his face. They cut off part of it right above his eyebrow there, right? So it is definitely not an option that we can do that, and that's why I call it the lottery, because sometimes you get lucky and the pictures work perfectly with the automatic thing, and then other times you don't. So this is the one where I'm going to show you like we just failed the lottery. Like this one's the one that we're going to do, but we're going to have to put in a little bit of extra work to do it. But again, we can try it on all of them, right? So that was BG1, this is BG2. And again, with all of them, you just come here after you've renamed it and you've unlocked the file. You just go click and remove background. Yeah, see, it's cutting off his horns and stuff. And then, yeah, it's cutting his arm there. He looks okay though, right? I think. Oops. Right? Hold on. Let's watch him and see if anything disappears. Oops. Fuck off, G-Force. You're not wanted right now. Alright, so Control-Alt-Z. Is it Control-Shift and I'm screwing it up? Control-Shift-C. Yeah, there we go. It's Control-Shift, not Control-Alt. But it's not screwing him up too bad. However, he's too small. Like, we could try it, and I'll show you what I mean. Like, we could try to just, like, cut him out quickly. Like, don't worry about the dimensions. Because, like, his axe isn't screwed up. His hand isn't screwed up. So, I would take him out like that. You want to make sure that you're, like, because see how there's two different sizes here? Because when you use the remove background feature, it, like, basically, the other stuff is there. Like, it really is. It's just hidden like through Photoshop itself. So we're gonna cut it out. You want to make sure that you're on the picture there. Like, I can't zoom in Photoshop, but right there. And then we're just gonna go Control X. So like cut, just like you would like Control C copy, Control P paste. So the same thing, and then just Control V for paste. So now layer 1, right? You can see that the rest of it is there. But if we hide that other layer, we should be able to. It's going to make me a liar on live on the internet. But if we go to quick actions, now we're on the right layer. We should be able to remove background, and it should do the trick. And it didn't. See, it is going to make me a liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire. So then we'll try it this way. What we will do then, instead of cutting him out, because that's going to ruin the rest, we'll still do the remove background. Right, okay, so it didn't screw him up. When that whole image is there, it didn't screw it up. So we'll put that back where it belongs. But now we're going to go take this big rectangle box, and we're going to pull it over everything right here. And we're going to delete it. And see how that image is there? That's because, like I was talking about, I'm on the wrong size there, see, or on the wrong side of it. So like when you delete it, what I basically did is I deleted the mask that was covering all this shit up. So that's fine. You just hit Control Z to backspace, right? But make sure you're on this side of the image, and now hit delete. And now all that side of the image is gone. But I think I did it too close to his arm. Yeah, I cut off a tiny little bit of his arm. So we will just actually go ahead and move that back a little bit. Oops, can't do that. Hold on. So I'll drag another one and make sure I don't go so close to his arm this time. And then make sure we're on that, and then just hit delete, and there it goes. Right? So now, like, the amount of time that's involved in this is a lot sooner. But I'm not even going to worry about this. I'm just going to straight up cut it off because... oops. So we're going to pull down and we're going to cut him off right there. And then normally I would trim this up, but I'm not going to because I want to see his size, because I don't think that's, like, see how it's not detailed and stuff? I think it's going to look like shit, but I could be wrong when we get it into our thing, so we'll just call what am I doing? You gotta right click on that side and then click on duplicate layer, and we'll try it. Test tune, and then pop back over. And yeah, see, like, he's too small for the thumbnail, because when we pull him up this way, he's gonna get like worse and worse compared to, like, it's okay to shrink down, but when you're stretching out, the details are gonna get less and less and less. Like, see what I mean? Like, and see how it's pixelated and like blurry? That's because we're stretching it out and it's losing the base resolution. But when you start with a bigger image and go down, it works. So this one is a fail. So we'll get rid of that one. That's the guy I'm going to put in the hard way, but this is a good example. We will probably be able, this where I was like, it's like a lottery. This one, I'm guessing, will work, and it'll cut him out pretty well, perfectly. So again, double click, call this Tune 2. All right, then go to Properties, then remove background. This should work, I would assume, because it looks, yeah, see, and it doesn't still. See, like, it's a lottery. Like, it should be a straightforward thing. But then you can test sometimes too. Like, if we go here and we go here and delete like that to give it like a better idea, like, because it's all like using that feature is all automated, right? So it might not screw up so much, but it still does. Yeah, like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So that's fine. We're just gonna leave the base image as that. So this will be Tune 2 undone. And we're going to duplicate it into that template anyway. And go ahead and close that. That's the one we're going to be doing. So Tune 4, we will test and see if it works. So again, double click. Tune 3. Properties, remove. Roll the dice. That's a little bit better. I would consider using it because you can, like... Oh, never mind. I wouldn't consider using it because... Yeah. But, so again, this is going to be one that you would have to cut out by hand. So again, we'll go ahead and duplicate it into that big thing and say Tune 3 unfinished. And then check on this one. And again, I think this one, we have a fairly decent chance, but we're not sure. We will see. So this would be Tune 4. Because basically where it struggles so much is like the AI is when there's like colors that are close to each other that blends in. It has a hard time distinguishing between like what's the foreground and what's the background. But like it saves so much time when it does work. It's so nice. But of course, oh, actually, there you go. That could be a thumbnail. And just not used underneath his ass right there. So what I am going to do then is I'm going to actually call this one Tune 5 unfinished, because you could use this as the Tune 5. So we'll duplicate that now into the other one, and then now we'll go ahead and remove the background here, and then we'll call this one will be Tune 4. And then so again, I'm oh good lord. So yeah, we would go Tune 4 unfinished because I'm not going to trim it up. Like I'm going to do one totally, but what I would do, you'll see like when I do the other one, is I would come in here and I would delete this, like clean up the blue here, clean up the little blue in that little thing there. There's a little bit here. So basically you just go all around the outside edges of whatever character you're going to use, and you just trim up any of the background. Like I would cut into, like, because I'd zoom in closer, right, down to the pixel level, and I would come in here and I would trim up those things. You don't have to be that anal, but like I'm very detail oriented in particular, so that's what I would do. But yeah, I would trim that up, trim the little blue up there, trim the little blue out of there. Like, don't get me wrong, it's time consuming, but it's not that time consuming, and it really is worth it. Especially, like, I hate hair, but it looks so nice when it's done properly. But anywho, so did I duplicate that already? Oh, excuse me. I got Tune 5, Tune 3, so no, I did not. So then we will go duplicate. Tune 4 unfinished. Sounds like a plan, boss. All right. So now we are going to continue on our merry way. And I'm going to show you exactly what we're doing here. So we are going to go and now we're going to take this and we are going to, or not this one, sorry. We're going to close out of that and we're going to take the one that I'm actually going to do fully show you the process on as here, because again, this is the one that like we can't just remove the background because it's going to screw up his head. I mean, technically, if you weren't concerned about it, you could go with that by all means, to each their own. But I'm just going to pretend as if like a whole bunch of this was screwed up and not just that tiny little piece there, because I'll show you the whole process that I would use to do it. And there is another process, but that's faster, but I'm not good at it because before I learned the other process that is faster, I got so good at this and so proficient and at doing it fast that it's actually faster for me to do it the more inefficient way, because I just have that much experience doing it that way, than to spend the time that it would take for me to learn and get fast at the new way, even though it is easier and better. But when like I said, in the video that will be coming out on Monday, I'll actually have a link to that other video that will teach you that thing. So if you don't know how to do this, I would suggest learning the other thing first, because it's way faster and way better. The only reason that I do it this way is because I like I'm self-taught, and I learned this way before I found out about that new way. And yeah, that is that. All right, so what, like I said, so what we do is you zoom in, okay? So like zoom out and we zoom in, and we're gonna zoom in right here. Oh, by the way, you hold shift to click and drag, like see how we're zooming around. Anytime you're holding shift, that's how it happens. So like even if like you're zoomed right in and are like cutting stuff out, it still works. So like I said, we are going to zoom in. So what I do, I zoom into the first layer that has pixels, and then when I'm doing thumbnails, I'll back out 1, 2, 3. And this is where I'll do the cutting. But then later on, if I was like trimming out like fur or hair or stuff, I go in right to the first layer of pixels. But for generally speaking, it's not going to matter, because you'll see we'll add effects and stuff on after that. But yeah, so then basically you just go in close here, as close as you can, and it's just like literally cutting out a piece of paper, or like cutting out something when you're arts and crafts as a kid. Like I'll actually go in one more. And then if you click, I see I screwed that up, just hit delete and it goes back to the previous one, because I went up too far there. But yeah, there is an easier way to do this, where like it basically, it uses the AI, and it like tries to mold itself to the contour of the shape. It speeds up the process in general, but I never got good at it, and I was just, like I said, I'm not a graphic designer by any means, so I'm just stubborn enough that this is fine. And again, you can always pop out too, because I was just like, why am I cutting out some guy's head? It's because the head is on his belt, so that would explain it. All right, so meanwhile, so how excited are you, Cotton, for that, for the Civ 6 thing, the Pirates thing? Oh, good lord. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just try your best to stick within the lines. Excuse me. Sometimes it's hard to, when they do have colors that kind of blend into each other. You want to go in. It's easier if the color looks really similar. Like there is not that close of a difference between these two, but just hypothetically, if these two were closer, if you zoom into the pixel levels, it is a lot easier to tell the difference, because like the slightest shades matter, right? But again, for like this purpose, we're definitely not going in detail there. But anywho, it is a little bit time consuming, but it's not the worst. Like it does go pretty fast, especially if you're doing it by yourself and have like good name brand music on and you're not like talking while you're doing it. Because like normally this doesn't seem to go or take so long, but because I'm talking and trying to I'm like, well, what am I gonna talk about? Like usually, at least when you're playing a game where you have chat to interact with, you can do it. But yeah, so you just want to follow as closely as you can here. I'm gonna start speeding up, because like really I don't even care about this. It's just for purposes anyways, like for showing how it's done. So you would obviously spend a lot of time, like say here for instance, I would take it right down to here. And the reason being is that when you zoom out, that's effects, like, so like this part here is on the horn, but the white on the outside there is part of the background. It's not part of the horn itself. So that's why I'm like not including that. But again, like I said, I'm going to start speeding up, because I don't want to be taking forever doing this when I'm not even going to be using it or anything. And it's just for tutorial purposes. But it's the technique that matters, and then you can get faster and go into more detail. Like, I've spent a lot of time cleaning out an image before if it was like gonna look that good. I thought it would be worth the investment of my time. Anyway, and this is why I would suggest watching an actual tutorial of this, that like the one that's coming out on Monday, because like really, like, this is painful to do just myself sitting here talking to myself. And oops, so always, if you're unsure, always double check. So that is part of his skin, because it's not like that how that was the background image. This part here is actually just the reflection from the sunlight on his skin, so that is part of him, and we would take it with us. Anyway, I'm only going to cut out this one little part here, and then I'm just going to do that. Use the tool to do it, even if it does take off a bit of his face. Just because this will show enough. It's going on long enough where you understand the concept. It's just a matter of taking the time to do it. But, like, trust me, the end result is worth it. Like, I'll show you, I'll finish this thumbnail. But he'll just have a little dent in his head, that's all. Because, yeah, I can't stop yawning. And I'm going to fall asleep. So I definitely want to be able to at least finish the thumbnail so we can talk about the lighting and other stuff. And effects and all that. So I'm going to zoom out. Just so I could get an idea of where we are. Oh, good lord. Don't stream when you're tired. Alright, but like I said, we're just going to go fast here. Good enough. And this is why tutorials are nice, because, like, obviously with the editing, you don't have to stay here as long as this is going on and dragging on for. But considering we're probably not even going to use this, I'm just going to cut it off right there. And I'll show you what I mean by probably not going to use this. Like, when we do the thumbnail, it's going to be like his head and shoulders. So essentially I could cut off the whole thing if I wanted to, but I'll leave it in there just in case, if anybody sends me the email and wants this, I'll leave it there in case you prefer to use the full image of him. I won't chop it off. Like, normally if this was me, I would literally just go and like cut off everything below there, because it's big enough that it'll look nice. But in the meantime, we're going to try our best to not cut off Koto's, or whatever his name is, Kratos or whatever, cut off his head. Somebody let me know in the description down below at a later date. I think it's Kratos, but I'm not sure. So we're going to just quickly zoom in here a little bit, and this will be a lot easier to go fast because of the contrast between the red and the blue of the background. But yeah, I think this was the part of his forehead that got taken off. So I think we should be good now. And if not, oh well. Alright. Oh. Alright, so let's give this a shot with that background remover. There we go. And we saved his face. Look at that. Okay, so now that is part of the process. Again, if you are going to use this, I would come in here and trim in between his fingers, and then come over here and trim in between his fingers there. Actually, I wouldn't. I would cut it off like right there kind of thing. But, yeah. Yeah, Kratos is correct, or Kratos is correct. Right on. Good to know, Fox. Thanks for the heads up, buddy. All right, so as you can see, okay, so it looks decent. So we are going to call it a day with this one. We're going to go and not trim him up anymore. So you go duplicate layer, then you go to the thing, save him there. All right, so now we're going to take all of our tunes, and I do the same thing. So hold down control, click, 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 click. Make sure you get them all. And then I press Control G to get them into groups, but you would have to get it into a group other than that. And I think you right click and go group from layers in order to do it. But again, it's just Control G as far as I'm concerned. So we're going to call this one characters. All right, so now that we have that, let's play around, shall we? So first off, we're only using the one that I just did myself. I believe this is him. Yeah, that. So we're going to hide all the other layers. And now we're going to go here and we're going to go, yeah, this is, yeah, that's the one we just did, right? With the head, yeah. So I right clicked and went flip horizontal. And there we go. All right, so that looks so Fox, you were the one that suggested this anyways. I'm going to have a quick couple puffs here and just grab something from the other room real quick. So let me know, what colors would you like to see? So I would suggest some sort of darker color and some sort of lighter color to have contrast in your thing, but you can totally pick this because I'll just design it for you. If you never use it, don't worry. I'm not going to be heartbroken. I'm just doing this for the content anyways, and to have a little bit of a relaxing thing. And to kind of get practice at explaining it as I go. But clearly, video editing and live streaming, if you don't have a chat to talk to, is a painful process. Like, it wouldn't be bad because I can sit here and do what I'm doing and like keep looking over and reading and responding and keep a conversation going as I'm doing it. But without having people to interact with as you're doing it, it's like, God, painful, as you can attest to. But yeah, there is that little bit of a delay. So let me know one darker color and one lighter color. I like to use white a lot personally because I think it like contrasts sharply, but it doesn't have to be. Just one darker color and one lighter color. And I'll be back in just a minute or two. All right, sorry about that. We're back in business. Okay, so any particular colors that you thought of, Fox, or you don't give a shit? Because I'm going to suggest dark blue and white is what I would personally prefer, I think, with this color scheme. And again, you can take personal preference. It doesn't really matter. But that's just what I'm going to go with, so don't worry about responding. And it's super easy to change. I'll show you that too. So what we're going to do is, again, this is why when you're paying for graphic design work, okay, like on Fiverr.com or wherever you're going to get graphic design work from, always, 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 always pay the extra money for the source file. And I'm going to show you why in just a second. After, like, I make this thumbnail quickly, I'll show you exactly why. Like, it's just absurd. Like, I can't pull them up, but just trust me, if you go, like, I can't show a channel that's not me on here, or a company that's not me on Fiverr.com. But on Fiverr.com right now, if you go there and you search for thumbnail, and go to YouTube thumbnail. Okay, so if you search for YouTube thumbnail, I want gaming thumbnail. So we're going to search for YouTube gaming thumbnail. And all right, so we got this is exactly what I'm. You know what? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get have to go to the be right back screen, because I'm literally gonna screenshot this, and then I'm gonna like scratch out the I'm gonna scratch out anything that would like identify who this is on there, and then I can show you exactly what I'm talking about, like exactly what I'm talking about. So just like, it'll literally take me a minute or two. Just bear with me here. I'll be right back, and I just can't let you see what I'm doing on screen, so that I like can't get in any trouble for it if they were to complain or whatever. But yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, we're good. Sorry about taking so long. I just had to make sure that nothing, that I could not get in any trouble, and I have the screens zoomed enough to show you what I'm talking about, okay? Like, this is people scamming people who don't fucking know any better. Because now I can show you exactly what I'm talking about, and you have no idea who I'm referring to here. I'm just double checking because I'm trying to show an example. Okay, perfect. I think I got this guy here. Oh my god, it's so fucking brutal. Yeah, alright, so I got 3 examples here. Alright, so I'm not going to show you which examples they are until I pop the screen back on. But just, I'm going to say, so the one example, the first example we're going to look at, has a 4.9 star rating with 306, oh wait, I shouldn't say how many. Okay, so they have a good, like, they have almost 5-star rating. The second one we're going to look at does have a 5-star rating. And the third one we're going to look at has, hold on, I just need to make sure that we're looking at the same one. Yeah, okay. And then yeah, okay. I'm going to blow the lid because I'm doing this in my video anyway, so I figured I might as well show it in full time. I was going to take screenshots, but I don't have to because I can just, nothing, you can't tell who I'm talking about here, but you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so every, we can go back to the main page here, but I can't show the prices. Yeah, okay, we're good to go. I'll pop it back on here. Just give me 2 seconds. All right, we're back. Okay, so I'm allowed to show this because I'm not showing who I'm talking about or what I'm talking about. Okay, and I'm not going to show the prices either. Okay, and it's not like I'm just going to show these examples here. Okay, but that, like, so the majority of these people all have like 5-star ratings, like 55 ratings, 158 ratings. Or like 158, and they're at a 5-star, right? Starting at $13.99, like all this stuff, right? They all have fairly good ratings. They all like whatever, right? Okay. So now, most people, if you're looking to buy a thumbnail and have a graphic designer do it, that don't know any better, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, well, $6.95, $13.90, $6.95. Well, clearly, most people would think, well, the cheaper is better, right? I mean, like, that just makes sense. So let's go into this guy. Actually, I better not because I didn't look at him. 1 second. I think he's one of the good ones. Oh yeah, perfect example. So I get to talk him up like a champ because he is a champ. Okay, this guy right here, I can talk about him specifically. Okay, you would think, and it proves my point exactly, you would think most people who don't know what they're talking about, if they scroll through this list and they looked at the different prices and everything, right, and they all have like fairly good reviews, some have more than others, right, but I mean, like, you can see like 3 reviews, 10 reviews, 3, 7, 3, 1, 2, 1, like there's more, right, 17, 22, like depending on the one, and it, like 158 for this guy, that's a good indication, but not always. And I'll show you why after I show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so most people that don't know what they're doing when it comes to graphic design would be like, oh, well, that guy starts at $13.90. Well, these ones are all like $7. Like, you would think that cheaper is better, right? Well, no, it's not, and this is why. So Jace, Verma, Jace Verma, congratulations for being a decent fucking person. Okay, this is why. Because he starts at $13.90. Okay, 2 eye-catchy YouTube gaming, no Minecraft, no animated, right? So just thumbnails. He includes the source file. Not in his base file, but at least he has it as an option. There you go. So for $41.69 Canadian, he will give you the source file that he's working at. That is what I'm doing here, okay? Like what I'm showing you how to make a source file from scratch by yourself. That's what we're doing here. But now, okay, so he is a good person, okay? And I'll show you exactly why and just how much compared to other people that we have here. Okay, so these are the cheaper options. You can't see who they are. You don't know who they are, so I can't get in trouble. This is what I mean, okay? So starting at this one. Oh, I'll make 2 thumbnails for you for $6.95. So for $7, I'll make 2 thumbnails for you. You know what? Oh, I have another package. I'll make 7 thumbnails for you in your videos for only $14. Or hey, for $42, I'll do you a pack of 20 YouTube thumbnails. Oh, I'm such a nice person, right? But when you click on the shit, there's no source file. None, okay? This is another one. 13, 20, 48, okay? No source files. Again, here's another one. Like 7, 14, 30 for 2, 4, and 9, okay? No source files. What you need to remember, source file, source file, source file, source file. So look at this guy, okay? Like or girl, whoever it is, I don't know, because I don't even know which ones I had the order in which I had them in. So he's gonna do 9 high quality thumbnails for you in one day. Oh, he must work hard and really be good at what he's doing, right? Okay. Unlimited revisions. Well, I fucking sure hope so. For $30, okay, no source file. Compared to the other guy, our hero of the day, we got Jace Firma asking for for his standard package $40 for 2 different eye-catching YouTube thumbnails, but you get the source file. That is the important thing. So and then his premium is $62.50, gives you 4 eye-catching ones, whatever, okay, right? With 1-day delivery, 5 revisions. Okay, that's fine. You get the source file, and he even gives you the image sourcing on that one, on his premium package, which is what I'm doing to you for free right now. Like, that's what we're doing here, okay? So, now, just remember this. We're going to come back to this pricing after I show you. Like, we're only going to do this one guy here. We're going to make it all nice and pretty with my shit, okay? And we'll go from there. So, white and navy blue. Okay, cool. Fox says, well, we'll do that. 2 thumbnails for $10. Damn, my brown boys are making a killing. Laugh out loud. Yeah, well, I'm blowing your brown boys up. No, I'm kidding, because I'm actually starting my own, like, I'm going to start my own thing on Fiverr. I'm just waiting for my graphic, like, with my career gaming logo, right? It's not done yet the way it is right now. I don't like it. It's getting changed, and my graphic design guys have been out of town, visiting family because of Thanksgiving and stuff. He comes into town tomorrow, and so I'll have my finished graphic logo for this career gaming either tomorrow or on Sunday at the latest, because he's coming here to drink beers and watch football, so I fucking know I'm gonna get it by Sunday. But anyways, back to this, okay? So I'm gonna show you exactly how easy this is. So he went with navy blue and white for his choices. I highly agree with those. That was exactly the route I was gonna go myself. So I'm just gonna go something really basic. I'm not gonna put a whole lot of thought into it, because this is what I was talking about. See how I got a cover source file? I paid $30 extra. Like, I paid whatever it was. I don't even remember how much ever I paid for him to design that for me. I paid $30 extra just to get the source file, and this is why it's worth it. Because you can come in here and you can look, and like any of the socials that he uses, I can always have them. I never have to pay for them again. They're all like good quality, like perfect stuff, right? But then like all of the imagery and stuff, like you can see the little FX here, like FX, FX, FX. Those are the effects that they have used to make it look this pretty. Like if you take off, like watch the Instagram, if we take off, clear the layer, where are we? Hold on, yeah, click on it, right click, and clear layer style. You can see it disappears. It's because he has effects on it. that are like making it look the way that it does. And like we'll get into more detail, but again, that's irrelevant. Like I'm just showing you this one because like it's there, but like paying for this one helped get me stuff that I have used to get my own source file, that I have like my custom stuff. So we're just gonna get out of that, but like paying for that helped me make my thumbnails the way they are now, because now I like have effects that like literally you're gonna see how I'm gonna change this in just like this. Okay, so we're gonna go with God of War. Okay, so I want we're gonna get rid of my career temp logo, get rid of that, and just get you underneath there. So I want CC, which is color correction. See that difference already? Look at click, 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 click. See how much nicer that looks? Just from the color correction. Okay, so we're gonna actually take that off, because I'm gonna show you how much of a difference, because I'm gonna like take everything off and I'm gonna apply it step by step. All right, so we're gonna go with CC there, and then I want my top shadow, and I want my curves, because these are all effects that I'm taking, that I know that I'm taking and why I'm taking them. Right here, base layer effects, top layer effects. We're not putting a Monotori in my video, but I have those effects on her, so we're bringing her with us, and I'll show you just exactly why. All right, so we want that, and we want, now on the bottom half, I like the yeah, I want this that I did myself, so I'm going to take that with me. I'm going to take, open the background files, and I'm going to take my hue and saturations and my gradients, and we're literally just holding control and clicking all that shit, duplicate layers to the free God of War template. And I'm putting this for free. You can email me it, and you will have everything here. So, like, again, I'm going to play around with it and set it properly, because I just, like, shit all over this, so it's not looking like it is much of anything right now. But we're going to take it all off, and we're going to show you like a before and an after, just with simple like stuff. But this is why it is so important to do. Okay, so you and you are for background imagery, so you get dumped into the background folder, and we just want to make sure that it's at the top of the background folder. Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. Okay, so that is there, and now this meanwhile is behind the character but above the backgrounds, so that gets dropped down to the bottom layer there. And then again, we're gonna put these dudes into, oh, never mind, I already did, I just have it open. Okay, so and then where's that CC? Where'd my CC go? Did I not bring my CC, or did I just put it somewhere wrong? Oh, I must not have brought it. Yeah, I must not have brought it. Alright, we got it now. There she is. Alright, so just watch this, okay? Because, again, what people don't know, like, fucking watch. This is why you pay for source filing, okay? So, I'm going to make a decent looking thing without being like a graphic designer. You would never be able to play around with this and make it look as nice. And we're going to do a before and after, like, with, like, no source file and no stuff that I've accumulated from playing. I've probably paid for graphic work, like, to get the different things. I probably paid a total of like $50 Canadian, maybe 60 or 70 Canadian for like different things, for big packages though, right? Like I paid for like that banner, and I paid for the source file. I paid for a thumbnail, and I paid for the source file. If you get the source file, you can then, like, it's just the effects that you want, as long as you know the techniques that I'm showing you. But again, in my source file that I'm going to give you for free of charge, you can literally save all these effects and apply it. Like, I'm going to show you how quickly you can print off thumbnails, because I'm going to use my Civilization one that's all finished, and I will literally show you. We'll do for fun, we'll do like how many thumbnails I can do in 2 minutes. Unique thumbnails, different text, different characters, different backgrounds, 2 minutes. And just goes to show you, like, yeah, you'll see in a second, because this isn't going to take me long, I promise you. We're almost done this here. Okay, so we just got to add text. So again, we're going with the navy, and as far as the like text that we're going to go, I'm not going to pay attention, because you can change this text yourself. I'm going to go with since we are doing sort of like an older school thing. I would actually tailor the text to fit it basically, but I'm not going to worry about it. Anybody who wants to use this can play and find your own text or whatever. But I will give you my like the reason why you want the source file is because I'll give you my my visual effects that I add on to all my text, and then it's just a matter of changing your font and color, and like you're good to go. It's like a plug and play basically. But so I'm just gonna keep it right straightforward, and again we'll just go God, and then so I'm gonna hit Control J to duplicate it, and then Control T to freeform, and we're gonna pull it down, and I'm just gonna keep it super simple. Like I wouldn't do this, but we're just for the purposes, it's just a tutorial. It's not like you're actually gonna use this. And then again, Control J, Control T, pop it up, and there you go. And we'll go here and go God of War, and then put this one to a nice white. Okay, and again, like, I'm not a graphic designer. I don't know how, like, I've gotten a little bit of experience where I can play with things now, but I sure as fuck couldn't when I first started, and especially when I first started making my thumbnails look good. If it wasn't for the source files, I would never, ever, ever have the thumbnails that I do now, because it was because of those source files that I got the effects that I then could just apply automatically, and then after I was, like, automatically applying them all the time, then I would go around and, like, after I did that, like, for a long time, I got, like, where I would be like, oh, I wonder if I did this, and how would this look? And if I wonder if I did that, and how would that look? And then I digged around with it, so I can make them from scratch, but I'm not going to for this video. I'm sorry. Like, excuse me. But anywho, so we're going to go with God of War. And we'll shift things around a little bit, and there you go. Keep it centered. I think we need it. I want this centered on the of, not on the God. So what we will do is we're going to get rid of God up there, and we're going to do War to of first. So again, we're just going to shift it, and you can see the little pink line. So I want to bring it up closer, so it's because it is like God of War, right? So there we go. We got that going, and then now we'll pop the layer back on top for God. But now I'm going to click on of, and I'm going to hold down Control and click on War. So I'm like selecting both layers, then press Control T, or again, that was like the edit freeform thing that we did. But like, I just, again, learn them as quickly as you can. You want a little bit of space between your text, but again, I would normally actually break it up more than this. I'm just like showing it for example, right? Because I'm tired here. I want to stop streaming like soon, so I'm trying to at least get to my point and make it proven. Like, okay, so again, you don't have to be an expert at graphic design to kind of know a little bit. I would at least know, like, God of War. Like, this is real basic shit. So if you right click on it and you click on blending options, it pulls this up for you. Okay, and so you can just shift it over so you can always see the effects of the stuff. So like, if you want to learn how to play, this is how you do it. You'd start off simple. Okay, I'm starting with a stroke. So now you go down to the stroke menu. So a stroke basically is just a technical term for saying an outline around your text, okay, or your image, because you can apply it to images and stuff too. However, okay, so now I would basically, you come in here, there's different things like sizes. Like, so you increase this, it's going to make it bigger, right? You can see it's bigger and thicker, right? You can also change the blend mode. You can change it to like darken the color. You can change it to a color burn. Like, there's all sorts that and you can, like, literally, if you just like scroll, as you scroll down, it will actually change it and show the difference. But again, we're not going to worry about it, and we're definitely not going to do a 5. I don't know, 3 I think is even too big. 2 is probably better than 1, I think. Yeah, I think 2 would be a little bit better. You can also change the opacity too. Like, even if we did go bigger, like say go 3, you can change the opacity, because basically you just scroll down here and it'll like disappear full, right? So you can just kind of tinker around and play like whatever you think is nice. I'm not going to spend time because I'm not using this, but like, let's just, there, that doesn't look like complete fucking dumpster fire. All right, so we're gonna go with that for the stroke. And now the next one that is like the very, very basic that most people could do pretty easily themselves too, drop shadow. So a drop shadow is what is gonna, it's basically gonna make your text stand out from the background image a little bit more. Like, it literally is what it sounds like. It's a shadow that's like it basically makes the text or the image that you put it on cast a shadow on the image behind it, which creates like it creates like density or at least the appearance of it. So again, you can play with it. You can blend mode, multiply, all that stuff. We can play around and see here 5, 5, 25. So you can see, and again, you can fluctuate them and see the difference that it makes, right? Like, and you can change the opacity to 100 too. Like, you can play with the opacity and do all that stuff. I'm not gonna really like spend a whole lot of time doing this, right? So let's just find something that doesn't look like complete shit. And I'd probably put it at like 65, 85. 75, and yeah, so just play around. Okay, that's good enough for the purposes, because we're not using this anyways. All right, and there's a whole bunch of other shit that you can play with. Like, you can put gradient overlays on them, and like, again, there's tons and tons of stuff that you can play around with. I know how to do this now, but that's after a lot of practice and stuff. But like I said, source file, source file, source file. That's how I learned, and that's how I would highly recommend you do it. But anyway, and you're getting the source file for free here. All the stuff that I paid for, I'm just gonna put it in here, and you can have the template for it and just pull it out like how I was pulling out of one file and into the other. You literally just do the same thing. If you're not making a God of War and you're doing a StarCraft, you would do the same thing. Just open a StarCraft one and pull up this God of War one, and you just right click, duplicate image and duplicate it, or you can right click and copy layer style, but I would duplicate them all over to the new thing, and then it's easier to do, like how I brought like a Monitori over with us, because that's why I did it, because it's easier to do when you're in there. But anyway, so now that we have that figured out, it doesn't look like horrible shit, so we're just going to call it a day for that part of it. So now you just right click on the one that you did, and you click on copy layer style right here, and now we go for of and war. We just click on it and hold down control, click on it again, so they're both selected, right click, and we click paste layer style. Okay, so there you go. Like, it doesn't look great, but it doesn't look like complete horseshit either. It's just something. Okay, so then we're going to do the same thing now on, we're going to right click and we're going to go copy layer style, and on our little dude here, we're going to go and wait, oh yeah, characters on our, oh, I have that in text. Oh, I'm gonna have to fix that in a second. But yeah, so this is our guy. We're gonna go ahead and paste. Oops, we're gonna right click and paste layer style. So again, that's too thick. See, it looks like shit. So we're gonna take the opacity down to, oh, sorry, my bad. 100 for the character itself. Yes. It's chirping at me. But then we're gonna click on it and we're gonna right click and go into the blending options. And then that's the stroke. Like, that is stroke there. So that is what we are going to change. Oh, maybe it's the drop shadow. My bad. It is too big, and it looks like garbage on him. Oh, because of the color burn. Normal. Probably 5. See, and you always just play around a little bit. Anyway, whatever. Good enough for now, because we're not using it, okay? Just say that's the best you could come up with, because I could play around, but I don't have the patience for it right now, okay? Alright, so we're going to say this is going to be example 1, and like, just say that's the best you could do, because you've never done this before, you don't know any better, right? Like, just hypothetically speaking, okay? So we're going to save this as example 1. It's just like, don't know what I'm doing. Okay, now, perfect, okay? So now we're going to go ahead, we're going to clear this. So we're going to right click here, we're going to go clear layer style. So we're taking it off of that. We're going to come here to all the text. Control, 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 right click. Clear layer style. All right, so we're back in business. This is what we started with originally, okay? So now I'm going to show you. We're going to pretend like I still don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to still not know what I'm doing, but have source files. All right, so we're gonna actually delete all this text. God of War, bye-bye. We're not using you. Characters, we're gonna keep you. Where was a monetary? I brought her over, did I not? Did I put her in the wrong folder? Oh, maybe I didn't. Okay, so we need to go back and get a monetary, and we need to go ahead and get text. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to come here, and we're going to go... I want curves. I thought I got these all, but I want curves, top shadow, so we're going to duplicate layers. Or maybe I duplicated them to the wrong file. That's probably what I did. But anywho, to free God of War template. Okay, so those should be there waiting for us when we get back. And then I want the top layer effects and the base layer effects. So we're going to duplicate those. And then I also want my text. But we don't want that one. I want my single player text. So we're going to go ahead and duplicate you. And then I did bring over that other thing, right? I did a bad job with it. I must have duplicated it to the wrong folder because I didn't get my thing either. Alright. So I have everything I want to work with now. Alright, so for him, we're going to start with Chronos first. So the rectangle we're pulling down here. Basically, you want to pull it right to above the bottom, and it's actually not a rectangle. It's like a glowing effect with, like, it's a rectangle that has a gradient overlay on it that makes it look like the gold that's in my thing. So I'll just put glowing effect just so that you guys understand what it is. But like, if we take like Chronos off here. So this is what it is. It's like, it's actually a physical rectangle. Like if I control T, you can see the size of it, but it has a gradient overlay. So it starts at like full strength over here and it gets cut out there. So like, that's what makes it look like here on my thumbnail. Like there's already a sunset, but with the colors that are in there, it looks like the glow and it like has a nice effect. It's the same thing that's on this side actually, except for see how it's darker. It has a dark one, like it's like literally the exact same thing, except for it's just a black one instead of a yellow one. So anywho, for us here, what we are going to do is we're going to go into the blending options of my glowing effect. So you got to pop back to the top, blending options, and so this is literally all it is, just a gradient overlay, and it's all set up to do the different things. So we're going to double click and open it, and it's set onto yellow, so we're going to double click on that. And I think it would look nice with a little bit of a white, and let's see how that turns out. Okay, so now I think that it goes like good with the blue sky and whatnot. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and you can right click and click not layer style, but I want to actually copy the layer. It's duplicate layer is what you're looking for if you don't know the things, but I do Control J. So there we go, we got a copy of it. And so what we're going to do, so hold on, glowing effect, we're going to rename this glowing effect right side. And we'll do left side. Alright, so now in order to change this, because see, it just got thicker, right? Like, because it's just a copy of it, so it's like two on top of each other, so that's what that looks like. But we're not going to do that. We're going to go back to blending options, and so right here, again, just go to the gradient overlay, and you can see right here, reverse. I have it checked, that's why it's on the right side. Just uncheck that bad boy, and click OK. And now turn it back on, and it's over on the other side. So it basically looks like it's like misty or cloud covery, right? Like it gives it a little bit, just a little bit of a thing. And we can play with the opacity and stuff as we go along here. I'm just going to go fast just so you know what I'm doing, and I'll talk about different options. So that the top layer there, that's like that shadow that I brought over. It's right here. Like that's what that is. But I actually want that shadow underneath those glowing effects because it looks like fucking garbage right now as far as I'm concerned personally. So drop it back there, and I still don't necessarily like that, so we're going to like, because I don't use all the stuff, right? You experiment a little bit, so we're gonna disappear that, but I'll leave it in there because like you might have a background or something if you want this that it would help you on. Now the curves copy here, this is actually, because see why it says copy, it's just because I copied it out of something else, and it's a second copy of a thing, but the curves it was just like whoever did a source file that I paid for, they called a certain thing a curve, where I would name it differently. I would say this would be a spotlight. And so if we pop this on, you can see it's like a bright spotlight, but like the opacity is high. But that's why, like if you pop over here, if you recognize, because I do usually use this one, like I purposely did this black one just for this, but that's not normally what my stuff looks like, right? So normally it would look like this rectangle. Ooh, no, that one's on. This rectangle would not exist, and then that would be there. So that is what I do for most of them, because this guy's not here. Normally the text is on that side, but sometimes I make it extra bright, and that would go there. But that's what they do. It's just a copy of it, right? So a little bit light, and then a double of it makes it really light, and it pops out the white and green. So when the text is over there, it looks real nice, which we'll play around with here and figure it out at the time. But now, speaking of text, oh God, isn't that convenient? Like literally click, there we go. So now we have it here, and I know this is looking similar to mine, but like I'm just doing it for an example, right? Because you don't have to use these. But anyways, so we're gonna go with, we wanted our navy blue that we chose before, so let's grab that color code again. And again, I clicked on it, like we chose the color earlier, and it's in that box. If you click that box, it opens this box, and right here is a color code. So you just literally hit Control C and you copy it. And so now there you go, right? Oh wait, where'd my blue go? Like the text is blue, isn't it? It's because there's effects on it. So what you have to do is you have to go, because there's actually, it doesn't matter what the color of the text is underneath it, because there's effects on it, and one of the effects that are on it is called literally a cover overlay, or a color overlay. So here it is, you can see it's checked on, right? Like if we shift that over, there's the blue that we had, right? But anyway, for this example, we're just gonna literally change this to blue too and keep them both the same. But so again, we were going with God of War, but oops, shit, misclicked. So we're going with God of War here, and we're going with Requiem. We wanted, and that size, okay, yeah, it's been. Actually, I'll just leave it as it's been. I'm not going to even bother changing the text because it's the style of the text that we're talking about. So I'd shift it over a little bit. And again, I would just like literally click this, click to the Requiem. But actually, I might even use a different thing than Requiem here. I would probably go with like... And again, you can just play around, but I would probably go something like this maybe, just so it pops out a little bit more. And again, just change the text, so back to that Requiem, and then changing the text here doesn't matter. We want right click. Actually, I'll just leave it. There you go. We'll leave it as it's been a wild ride, just because it's for purposes, right? So you see how fast this can be, because yeah, it doesn't really matter. Anyways, so now we got that text out of the way, so that is going ahead, and that's done. We can get that out of the way. Let's get that character back on. So here we got Chronos. So oops, that's because I didn't click on him, so I'm on that other text layer that we're doing. So we got Chronos here. We can definitely play around with him a little bit here, but for the purposes of this, let's just leave him the same. Like, because I would probably what I would probably do would be like make him a little bit smaller so we get more of his body in, and then like shift it up like this, and I would probably do something like that ish, like that, so it's kind of like the best of both worlds. Actually, fuck it, I will just leave it like that because I think it looks better. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's easy to change and like adjust and stuff. You just always want to make sure, especially when his head is cut off like that, because like the image actually has his head cut off, right? So you just want to make sure that there's not a line between the, like, so it's not like this basically. Like, I mean, that's extreme, but like, so like where it's close but not quite, like when you zoom out, But yeah, anyway. So we're going to go like that, pop him back up there. Okay, so his face is in the right spot. That's in the right spot. We're going to go ahead. So now this is what I'm talking about like source files, right? So now I go base layer effects, right click, copy layer style. And we go to our Chronos and we're going to, oops, I clicked on the wrong part of him. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go paste layer style. Then I'm going to click on him and I'm going to click Control J. So that's copying. Like all I'm doing is making 3 copies of him. So 1 copy, 2 copy, 3 copy. Okay. And now I go back to the bottom, back to a monitory, and I go top layer effects, copy, scroll back to the top of Chronos, right click, paste layer style, and it brings out the color in him. See how much brighter that is? Like between that and then that, right? How he pops. Okay, so there we go. And now that I have all those, like the 3 layers under, or the 2 layers underneath him, and then that top layer on top, I just hold down Control. Oops, shit. I hold down Control and click on them. So I have the original, the 3 copies selected, and then I right click on them and I click merge layers. So now it's all one layer, it's all one thing, and that's how I finish it off, as 2 in 1. So he's all done as far as I'm concerned. I like the way that looks. Meanwhile, we still have other stuff to do, right? So we're done with our characters, and none of that stuff matters. None of that stuff matters. The glowing effects are on behind him. In fact, I'd probably say that I might even want like a copy of that, just so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. For now, I'll leave it off though. But anyways, and then we want to make sure that we go with this and turn on the effects. So basically it dulls the background and it just makes your character pop out that much more. And again, you can play with it. Like you can change the saturation and opacity levels and the fill levels and stuff. But again, I'm not going to do it for the purposes of this. Like I'm keeping it pretty straightforward here and just showing you how powerful it can be. Because yeah, and then pop the text back on. And actually, I don't even know if I do like those on in this particular background, because it dulls it too much. Good enough. Anyway, but yeah, so you can see how it changes, right? Like how much better this looks. Like, and again, I'm not like spending time playing around with it, whatever, right? But like, you know, your settings, like once you come up with the settings, like it basically takes me from scratch. If I've never played a game before, it takes me 2.5 hours to make a source file for a brand new game, like picture perfect, up to standard quality, like that I would be proud to put out. Like I can show you some examples here. So this is don't know what I'm doing, but have a source file. Oh, did I save it as a PSD? I probably did, didn't I? I didn't change it to a PNG. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, so, and then you can see that, like, if we go into it here, so here's don't know what I'm doing, compared to don't know what I'm doing with the source file, right? And again, like I would spend time and make this look nice and like just play around with the settings I do have, and you don't have to know what you're doing to like slide things back and forth and be like, oh, that looks better than that, that looks worse than that, that looks better than that. And then the more you do that, the better you get it. And then plus you only have to do it for one thing anyways, right? And if you're paying for that person's thumbnail, the thumbnail source file, right? So like for instance, because like I said, I'm actually going to be starting on there, right? So I'll show you exactly what I'm going to be doing. And just to put it out there, right? So hold on, we're gonna close this shit now because that stuff doesn't matter. You've seen the point of that, right? So there's the source file free. I call it them templates, but it's technically source file, just for future reference. But anyway, so there is all that, right? I've shown you how we go about from like starting from scratch to getting that and all that stuff. It's organized. Oh yeah, and then we didn't see if we wanted this on. I would change the opacity. It's too bright. I'd probably bring that down to like a 40. No. But see what I mean? Like, again, like, I have an idea of what I want to do. 65 is better. Like, I like that. Looks better, except for I would personally probably bring it out here. And instead of having the gradient overlay, the gradient fill here, I would actually go blending options. Whatever. I'm too tired. I don't want to play with it. Good enough. You get the point. So we'll go ahead and we'll file and save this. All right. So now we are going to put a stop clock on. And I'm going to show you what you can do. And this is exactly what I mean. Like when you have a source file, because like obviously I'm not going to spend time on this one. Like we're just doing it for shits and giggles, right? It's just the effects that you want for your own stuff anyways. You can literally copy and paste it and play with it to your heart's content, okay? So we're going to go back to my original source file. I'm going to get rid of this other crap that like would not normally be in here. Like get rid of him, and then switch to, okay, my logo is supposed to be on there, and get rid of that live logo, and get rid of the announcement text, and go single player text, and yeah, that's all the same, and then okay, so oops, okay, never mind. And I just gotta find Gall quickly because that's not the right size and it's a screw up. Oops. That's mini Gall. He doesn't count. Okay. So there we go, and we'll start with Brazil. Okay. And we can get rid of this now. All right, so let's get a stop timer. And we're just going to do it 2 minutes. Okay. You know what? Let's give it 3 minutes, okay? Let's give it 3 minutes because I want to see just how many. I haven't even tried this, but I just know I'm fast. Okay? So we want, it can be the same game, because again, like to look at the offers, right? Okay, so one thumbnail, or one banner or thumbnail, but either way, okay, one amazing banner or 3 thumbnails for you. Okay, so 1 thumbnail, 3 thumbnail, 5 thumbnails. No source file. Yeah. So, and again, we got our hero somewhere. We got our hero here. High five for Jace Verma because he's giving his source files, and that's fair. Like, and I'll show you here. But okay, so we're gonna go with a 3-minute timer, and they're not even saying, they're just saying 3 thumbnails. They're not saying 3 different games. They're not saying 3 different anything. So it would be like 3 civilization thumbnails. So I'm gonna show you with like literally with a source file that's built around a single game, how fast you can do them here. So I will go above and beyond in it. So for this challenge that we're gonna do, so Cotton says you can select all the text layers and select the 3rd icon to the right of the layer button on the taskbar. Works phased out and AI to sketch to Figma. It's hard to fix light problems. Not trying to be a backseat, but it's easier. Okay, Cotton, you'll have to explain that to me when I'm offline and not tired. So yeah, like we talk. So like just shoot me, like talk to me on Discord tomorrow when I'm awake, and like yeah, because I'm all ears, man. I'm happily like I said, that's the whole reason. Like I'm not a graphic designer at all. That's why I hired graphic designers. Like the only things I do is thumbnails and banners because like it's easy enough that I can handle it, and even then I usually farm it out. Like I do all my thumbnails, but the banners I usually, if it wasn't for like me trying to show how easy it is, but you can select all the text layers and select the 3rd icon to the right of the layer button in yeah, talk to me tomorrow and walk me through it, and we'll like, because I want to know what you said here. But so okay, so we are gonna go. We need to have that timer on. And yeah, so we're gonna go for 3 minutes. Starting now. Clock is on. All right, so file, save, PNG. 1. Oh wait, hold on. This is eating into some of my time. Come on, you little... Okay, hold on. I'm gonna restart the clock, because I'm gonna, like, literally... All I'm trying to do is create one folder so this doesn't, like, shit all over my Gamer Gramps thing. Yeah, we'll do it on the desktop. Okay, so right-click, new, folder, 3-minute source file, evidence. Okay, so I'm not going to save that. I'm just going to pretend it didn't happen, and we're going to go back here and start at the 3 minutes. Off. 3 minutes. Okay, it's counting, and I'll give it also, I'll wait till 5 seconds to get back over there and save it. There we go. Okay, so 1. Okay. Now again, because you'd have to change text, right? So I don't know, just freaking blah blah duty ride. Okay, and we'll go ahead and scroll up and get rid of Pedro. See, it's actually slower because I have so many of them. Not even kidding. But we'll go to Sweden. We'll go ahead and get Christina on there. File, save as PNG. And it didn't even load into that thing by default. Oh my god, how irritating is that? There we go. And 2. Oops. Okay, get rid of Sweden. It's time for Sumeria. Let's get Gilgabro in here. And farts. Bam, bam. Rolling. Oh yeah, if anybody's wearing headphones like I am, be prepared to... Why is it not... See, and it's defaulting to Gamer Grams. Like, fucking start defaulting to where I'm saving it, you stupid program. Grr. Anyway. So, Gilgabro's done, and we'll go to the Maori, get Coupe's cool ass up here. Whoa, hey, bro. Oh, yeah. Hey. Bruh. Oops. Like, clearly, I'm not exactly racing through this, but it's just to prove a point. It's 3 minutes. Sweet, dude. And again, not going to my default folder. How long is it going to take you to figure out this is where I want them? Anyway, 4, and then we'll just go Shazam. Doo-doo. Forgot to get rid of Coupe. I love him so much. Holy fucking shitballs. Alright. So don't do that to yourself. Alright, but that one counts because I'm done it and it was literally just file and save. Because, yeah, like, here you go, okay? So, like, that would literally be it right there. So, save as PNG. 5. Okay, there you go. 5 in 3 minutes. Like, clearly, I wasn't rushing, like, rushing, or but like it's not the point, right? So 5 of them in 3 minutes. So according to our amazing, awesome, wonderful people here, I will create one spectacular banner or 5 thumbnails for you. So you should have just paid me $35 for my 3 minutes of time, because I'm that good. You know, and you don't deserve my source file. But hey, I'm that good, because I'm so awesome, right? Like, yeah. Or like, if you were to buy, like, you get that because you pay that much, right? Or like 3 thumbnails. So, oh, it basically works out to be the same thing. Actually, I guess this guy's not good at math. Or wait, yeah, he is. 1. Okay, but anyways, and let's see. Look at this. So he has 52 5-star ratings. Or no, these aren't him. Never mind. Yeah, these are recommended. Sorry. But trust me, I picked ones that had high recommendations. In fact, I think, hold on, I want to pull it off the screen because, no, not this one. No, not that one either. But yeah, so then according to this guy, okay, so 20 thumbnails for your videos, so divided that by 4, so he would have charged $10 for 3 minutes, right? Like, because I got 5 of the 20, so I got $10 worth of work in 3 minutes, right? Like, it's that's what I mean. Like, it's just absurd. Like, absurd how much money they're charging. Like, they're printing money and they're taking it. Oh shit, I wasn't supposed to show that. And they're taking advantage of people. And, well, whatever, I showed it now, but don't screen grab that. But yeah, this particular person has over 1,000 reviews at a 4.9 rating when they're charging fucking 9 thumbnails for $30. Her 4 thumbnails for 14. So according to this person, I just deserved, and then half of 695, so that's 7, so 350, so 14 plus 350, so 1750. So according to this person's moral compass, I deserve to be paid 1750 for the work I just did. That's why you pay for source files, because people like this are fucking scumbags shitting all over people who don't know any better, and that's disgusting as far as I'm concerned. And like that's why I'm literally, like, the video that's coming out on Monday, like, I'm not gonna be swearing like I am now, but like, literally, it's just unbelievably, like, morally bankrupt, if you ask me. Like, I have no problem with people getting paid for the designs. Like I said, I'm literally going to be doing that exact same thing. So here's my pricing that I think is fair. Okay, I will be charging, like, if you want, it's going to be $2.50 for 2 thumbnails, so $5 for 2 thumbnails. Or if you want 5 thumbnails, it'll be $5. Okay, so for 3 minutes of work, it'll be $5. However, this is the thing, right? If you want my source file with 5 cutout characters for whatever game you play, it's going to be $25. And if you want a source file with 10 of them, it'll be $50. Because I'll tell you now, like, the truth, straight up truth, it takes me 2.5 hours to come up with a custom a custom thumbnail thing from scratch if I had never played the game before or anything like that, right? So it takes about 2.5 to 3 hours work. So for me, in my country, that's the equivalent, like, of a not a good wage, but not like you're flipping burgers at McDonald's either. Because, like, keep in mind, where I live, $14 is the minimum wage. So 3 hours of my time is $45, and I'd be charging $50 for 2.5 hours. So I'm basically flipping burgers at McDonald's, just like a little bit differently, right? But again, like, that's what I mean. Like, I don't have a problem with charging money, but offer the source files. Like, but yeah. Anyways, that's my spiel. That's it. That's all. I'm not telling people to go buy my source files or anything. Like, because I am going to be on there. Like, you'll see Career Gaming on there doing YouTube things, and like next week we'll be doing designing things. But like look at this, okay? Like, I make good quality shit. Like, these are the ones I just did for my friends recently. Like, so I have a friend, Josh, and somebody else or whatever. But here's Josh. I redesigned his thumbnails. He wanted his stuff in there. I didn't like them, so I suggested he change it. But like, he chose the colors. I didn't. I would go with I would go with like a beige here, close to like there. But like, look at it, like that's a good quality thumbnail. I'm proud of this. This is my favorite thumbnail I think I've ever made. But I made this from scratch. I've never played Ghost of Tsushima before, and it took me 2.5 hours to make the template that I gave to him for free because he's my friend. You know what I mean? But it has all of the effects, anything. Like, it's similar to mine, but it just doesn't look like a Gamer Gramps thing, other than the fact that like the text has the little things behind it. You know what I mean? But anyway, and then like the other one, the Phyrix over here, like she has like literally the exact same thing that I did for her, except for she didn't do that game. But like, look at this is the difference. Okay, so like I did this for her. Again, she picked her colors, not me, right? But he's doing the exact same game and has the same source files. But again, you wouldn't necessarily use the same background on the same thing, right? I just did for here so you can like compare them easily when you're like, to show the difference of like customization levels. But yeah, to go back to there, so like for Josh's, that's hers, and then desktop Josh project, and then so his version of that same thing is here, right? So like similar but yet different. You know what I mean? And normally most people won't use the same exact background with the same exact thing with the same exact, you know what I mean? But either way, that's enough of a difference like that it is unique. Like, YouTube's a whole big place. There's 2 billion people on there. Like, the chances are that your things are going to be side to side are very slim, and it's enough of a difference. But I normally, like, if I was doing multiple things, like if these weren't for my friends, the people that I know, like I would purposely pick a different background to put it on, like intentionally when I sent the source file, so that there would be less of a chance that like people have, like, because like even though these kind of look different, right, they are still very similar. But yeah, anywho, that's it. That's all. Hope you learned something. Like I said, there will be that video coming out on Monday on this channel here. That will be like everything I just told you will be 100% like edited, and it will be like trimmed and proper, and I'll show you the techniques, and it'll be like between a 5 and 10 minute video most likely, showing you exactly how I do it from start to finish, except for I'll be doing it when I do my own Cyberpunk channel. And again, let's hear another round of applause for Jace Verma for selling source files at a reasonable price. Like, high five, buddy. You're good shit. But yeah, so I will be doing it for like the YouTube channel for Cyber Gramps here. And yeah, so I'll be doing the thumbnails for my channel, custom shown in that video, like everything that I do. And yeah, but anyway, so if you do want that, like literally that thing that I just did now, the God of War one, this will be available. Like, just email it to me and I'll send you a copy for free of charge. It has, like, you saw me put them in there, it has all my effects that I've paid money for and accumulated that I use, and then you can just use them however you want and play around with them on your own game, and free of charge. Just Real Career Gaming. It's gonna take a while to break that habit. realcareergaming@gmail.com. And again, in that same video on Monday, that will also be included. Like, be like, oh, by the way, if you want this template. So yeah. And that's it. That's all. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you, Cotton. Jace the Ace, exactly, man. Freaking the one good brown boy. It has nothing to do with the skin color. It just has to do with the practices. Like, fucking, like, seriously, though. Like, you can make good money. Like, look at that. Like, I just showed you, right? That, like, because think about it. Like, that investment of time on my part, right? You got to think that, sure, it took me 2.5 hours or 3 hours or whatever to make a source file of a game I haven't played before, or like haven't made before. But think about, as like most people are only going to be paying for AAA games. There's only so many AAA games out there. So the chances are that, like, once somebody wants Civilization 6, well, the work is done. Once somebody wants God of War, well, the work is done. Once somebody wants Cyberpunk, well, the work is done. So then I am still just printing fucking money, but at least I'm printing money in a fucking morally, like, respectable way. You know what I mean? Like it's just oh man, I don't know. I shake my head at some people. I just wish more people were considered, because you can still make a very good living, but just be like, don't try and take advantage of people's naivety. You know what I mean? Or not naivety, no, naiveness. I don't know. Fuck it. You know what I'm trying to say. But anyways, hey Quinn, happy late Thanksgiving. How's it going? And Will Nell, oh hey, managed to catch you live. Well, unfortunately, Will Nell, you managed to catch me at the very tail end of it. I'm calling it quits right now. Like, I was literally just pulling the plug. But yeah, thank you for hanging out, Cotton and Fox. I don't know if you're still here too, but I appreciate it. And so I will be doing more of this stuff too going forward. Like I said, I'll be sorry, I know it's not hard as much as it's charged for. Most of these guys are using someone else's templates anyways. Oh Jesus, that's brutal. Even worse. I didn't even know that was a thing. Fuck, man, why'd you have to go and do that to me? You made me think even worse of them. Jeez. But yeah, so like on mine that I am starting it, right? Like it literally will be up next week. It'll probably be up before Monday when that video comes up. On mine, I'm going to be, like I said, it'll be $1 per thumbnail. That's Canadian too. So like if you're American, that's like 50 cents basically. Well, no, I'm kidding, but it's like 70 cents or something. But it'll be $1 Canadian per thumbnail. It'll be, or sorry, $2.50 for each for 2 thumbnails. So $5 for 2 thumbnails. 5 thumbnails for $5, or the source file with 5 images of your game of your choice for $25, or 10 of them for 50. But that's all Canadian funds. And then also I will be doing banner work as well, but I need to make banner from scratch. I wasn't paying attention when I made all these banners, so I need to do another one from scratch. So conveniently, I'm making one for Josh and for her. So I'll like basically I'll do those 2 and time myself during those 2, and then I'll have a price that I feel is fair for that. And again, source files included. And then also I'll be offering logos that I won't be doing, but that my friend, my graphic designer, will be doing too, and he'll be charging a fair price for it. Otherwise, he can go fuck himself and won't be doing it. So, anywho, that is something to think about. But yeah, thank you for popping in, everybody. Hey, Sleepy, how's it going? Yeah, just in time. Sleepy shows up and I'm calling it a night. That's I'm out of here. Sleepy's here now. The stream just went downhill. No, it's not so bad for you guys, but freaking Thought Caesar, on the other hand, if he showed up, that's when I call it quits for sure, even if I'm in the mid-sentence. But Will Mill says, okay, see you next time then. Yeah, no problem at all. In college, I'd go to Sioux, Canada to eat, pay with a 50, and get a lunch and 50 fucking dollars Canadian back. Yeah, at one point it was even worse, because it really was like, it was like 60 cents on the dollar or something, like not too long ago, like as far as like the grand scope of history goes. But yeah, so I'm excited, and thank you all for hanging out here, those of you who were here, and those of you who just showed up too. But me and Jinxie are done. Hey, are we done for the night? Yeah, we are. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to do something a little bit relaxing, and I had planned on playing video games after, but clearly it took longer than expected due to some technical difficulties, so we are where we are, and that is what it is. But yeah, Quinn, have a good night. Everybody, Cotton, Sleepy, Will Nil, Fox, if you're still here, all of you that have been hanging out, do appreciate it. And one last quick little thing, so a heads up, so those of you who are interested in gaming channels and whatnot, so starting next Saturday, the 24th of October, I'm going to be doing a live stream on this channel every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern time for like 2 hours, but probably 3 hours depending on how it goes. I'm going to have a co-host with me, not the one that was supposed to try to help today, like God bless his soul, but like actually somebody like that I planned it with. And what we're going to be doing is, I don't know if any of you who know who like Nick Nimmin is, but basically it's going to be like Nick Nimmin's Saturday morning live streams, except for it's going to be gaming specific. And yeah, so if you are interested in growing your gaming channel, you might want to watch for those, or just support me and come anyways and hang out and make fun of me in chat, because that's always fun too. But anyways, good nighty night, and everybody have a good day. It's almost 3 in the morning here.